Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Happy Monday morning to you, wherever you may be. Hope you're staying dry. Hope you're staying safe. John Reed, Bad News Bubba, and Josh kicking off your first week of August. We've been waiting. We've been counting down, waiting to get here. Football month is here. Then we get a little football, nasty, sloppy weather to celebrate. Bubba, top of the morning to you, my friend.
Top of the morning, John. I'm a little kerfluffled right now.
Okay, what about?
The systems we got going on here with the computers.
Okay.
I was trying to add some bumper music and some audio to review.
Sure.
But I just could not figure out how to do it.
Okay.
So now I'm just speaking about it instead of being able to do it. So
try to enter it where?
Into the system that we have here that we would allow to play off, like the board and whatever program through the computer in the other room.
Right.
But it got a little wonky with my brain, and then I said, this.
Well, if you want, you can email it to me, and I'll get it in there. If you want me to do that for you, I can do that for you.
I could, but it also kind of ruins it a little bit because then I don't get to learn.
Well, I feel like I've tried to teach you that, so like
yeah, but like it
feels like you didn't take notes.
I did it successfully because I added a lot of stuff into it.
Oh, you got it in?
Time. No, not for today.
Oh.
But I used to be able to do it, and then something happened.
You forgot.
There's a great war or something.
Brain injury.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody put a spell on you.
Hopefully.
Dr. Strange did something to your brain.
Yeah.
Make you forget.
I, on a whim, went and saw that movie this weekend.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Sure.
And I kind of got anxious because it's like normally I like to have my ticket ready to go beforehand, and I know that there's going to be previews. And I always estimate about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 22 is the sweet spot.
Not 25, 30 minutes. So we went to go. My buddy and I went to go see like an 11:05 showing right after work.
Okay.
And like we bought the tickets right at like 11:05. So I was like, okay, by the time we get over there, things will be good to go. Longest line for popcorn, so there was no popcorn for me. Kind of killed my vibe a little bit. And then I had just the worst theater experience.
Oh.
Like a lot of kids and stuff.
At 11:05?
Yeah, and then like
What day of the week?
Saturday.
Okay.
The chair behind me, just the whole movie just kept just
kicking you?
Oh, yeah. And then they were dropping like their big old tumbler, and you just hear ringing across the floor. And I'm thinking, come on, man.
At no point did you turn around and be like, come on, guys.
No, because my buddy's a talker to the movie, and the people next to us were getting a little upset with him.
Oh, so your buddy's talking to you, so you're already embarrassed.
Yeah.
You were just getting it from both sides, literally.
And then the people behind me were, moving my seat around. So it's like, this is what it is.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, Bubba. Now, I will say, I know you're an Oak Ridge man, but here.
Didn't get the luxury of going to Oak Ridge.
Oh, where'd you go?
Had to go to Big Bad Regal and Turkey Creek.
Oh, and you didn't take advantage of the mobile order? I make sure I always get my popcorn. Skip the line. You just put a little order in on the app. They get it ready for you.
I don't go there enough to do the app.
Yeah, that's tough.
Also, I was going through it too because it's like I had through the phone servers. They do like $5 movie tickets.
Okay.
So I was trying to use that, and then there's so many hoops because it's like you can't do it online. You have to go through the app only. And then you can't just check it as a guest. You have to actually make an account.
Sure.
And when you make an account, you have to go through like 3 measures to verify your account.
There's no reason not to make an account. You start racking up points, and you start getting free stuff.
But there's like 3 apps of the same like theaters that I go to, and I have to use 3 different apps to get 3 different points.
There's only one Regal. That's what they want you to do.
That's why I don't go to Regal.
Well, they want you to sign up for it, take advantage of their deal, and then become loyal to them.
Yeah, and then I do that, and then some miraculous way, I started getting spam calls yesterday throughout the whole day.
Well,
now, granted, those 2 are not linked together, but in my brain, it's like, maybe they are.
There's a little bit of correlation there, but as we know, correlation does not always equal causation. But
that is true.
All I know is as a proud Regal man, I have great theater experiences.
And also the chairs, they didn't recline back either. So I was sitting there.
Although when I went to see Spider-Man, it was right around that weird time where it was almost dinner time, so I was hungry, and it was too late for lunch. So I ended up eating. We ate We split some cheese sticks, large popcorn, and a hot dog, and a large drink. But
Mr. Moneybag.
well, no, I was gonna say due to all of the way I finagle the system and rack up my points and whatnot, only $22 for all that, Bubba.
Congrats.
Pretty damn good if you ask me.
The best part of my
Cheese
theater
sticks.
experience was
They got some pretty
leaving
good
the
hot
movie.
dogs. I gotta say, the theater got some pretty good hot dogs. You wouldn't think of good hot dogs at a movie theater, but
I'm picky about hot dogs. That's got to be the cheapest quality possible. I don't
Okay.
like all beef hot dogs. Like the Nathan's, no thank you.
okay. Well, I think
I
they
need
got
to
the
taste that
Nathan's.
gristle.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you. Did you like the movie at least?
Yeah, I like the movie a lot.
Okay.
Might be my favorite Tom Holland as Spider-Man performance.
Okay. Josh, I assume you went to see it on Thursday. Did you guys talk about it on Friday when I was out at all?
Yeah, we did a little bit, and then I took my brother to go see it Saturday morning. So I've seen it twice, and I agree with that.
Okay.
I think it's the best of the 4 Tom Holland Spider-Mans.
Okay. I could get on board with that for sure.
Although Homecoming, because I was rewatching to make sure I didn't get my order messed up there. Homecoming really, really good.
Which one's Homecoming? The
The
first one?
first one.
Yeah.
I think Homecoming's good, but I think it's the third best of his 4.
Okay. I liked it. I went to see it. I liked it.
What day did you go?
I went Friday.
Okay.
Friday evening-ish. Checked it out. I liked it. Nobody was kicking my chair or nothing.
Yeah, it must be nice.
So yeah, both my theater experiences were pretty solid. So
Yeah. I was in front of an old couple, which I appreciated that there was like a 70-year-old couple in there wanting to watch Spider-Man, and the
Yeah, good for
woman
them.
was cracking up. She enjoyed it.
yeah, the Punisher was hilarious. John Bernthal was really good.
Yeah. I'd never really seen him. I'd never really watched any of his stuff. I mean, not John Bernthal, of course, but the
You mean the
Punisher.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd never really watched his stuff before.
He's not typically that funny.
I saw people saying they really Disney-fied him and made him PG-13, that he was supposed to be a lot darker and ruder, but they really gave him the Grinch treatment where his heart grew just to fit that PG-13 ranking. But I don't know.
Well, over the course of his character, semi-recently, that has happened a little bit, just as to progress his character. But they did Disneyify his language a little bit, because he's typically dropping F-bombs all over the place.
Which is understandable. You don't need that in Spider-Man
you can't
movie.
do that. Yeah.
Anything else exciting this weekend, Bubba?
For me, not really. I mean, I got caught in the rain at work. That kind of sucked.
I got caught in the rain on the way to work this morning.
Heck
Then as soon as
yeah.
I got in my car, it quit raining. I didn't know if that was a good sign or a bad sign. Like, hey, the storm is over.
Bad sign.
Well, I don't know. You would think bad sign, but I got caught every green light. Every light.
You used up all your luck.
Well, either that or it was like an apology for all the bad luck of having to come out in my car and take my dog out when it was raining. It's like, hey, I got you now, buddy. Don't worry. Green light, green light, green light. All 3 of them. Very, very rarely does that happen.
I got absolutely just destroyed by mosquitoes over the weekend. That was not cool. Trying to work my golf swing and just broke a tee, like a rubber tee, so that ruined my vibe. SummerSlam,
I think it was one of their better shows they put on this
night 2
year.
way better than night 1.
I don't know. I thought both were pretty solid.
I gotta say, I watched 5 minutes of SummerSlam the entire weekend, and that's a bad sign for the business as far as I'm concerned, because I'm a fan, but I was like, don't feel like there's anything I have to see. I did happen to pull up the last 5 minutes last night to see the finish of Seth and Roman, but that was pretty much all I saw live. That wasn't through highlights.
That match was really good.
I tried to pull it up on ESPN on my TV, but for some damn reason it just won't work, and it drives me crazy. I've tried to uninstall it. I've tried to reinstall it, but like the ESPN Unlimited refuses to work on my TV. It keeps saying I need to get access. I'm like, bro, I got ESPN Unlimited. Then I pull up my phone, and guess what? Works perfectly. I don't want to sit there and watch wrestling for 3 hours on my phone. I like to put it on the TV and kind of do other stuff and have it on in the background. But it won't work. Regardless, I tried to watch golf on the weekends. I try to put up on ESPN. Same thing. Won't work. Got to get access. And I don't understand. I've gone through the settings. I've said connect TV. I've logged out. I've logged back in. Like I said, I've got it. It works. But for whatever reason, it will not work on my Fire Stick, and it drives me up the wall. It's one of the things in my life that is making me the most angry.
I think you should break it.
So I don't even know what to tell you, because mine was being a little finicky, like when it first came out and I had to get it, just because it was trying to get used to like my phone account linking to this account, and it was being weird. It eventually worked itself out.
It's the same damn account. Now, Bubba, when you say break it, do you mean my TV, the Fire Stick, or ESPN? What are you telling me to break?
You can take that however you want to. Whether or not, we're like gel breaking something or just physically assaulting the piece of technology.
Okay. Well, I usually just get mad, say some cuss words, punch my knee a couple times, and then just turn it off and put something else on. But it does make me angry. And I just know waiting for football season is going to make me real angry when it happens. But there's nothing I can do about it. Might just have to buy a new damn Fire Stick or something. Maybe that's what they're trying to force me into. I don't know. But I didn't get to watch any of SummerSlam, partly because of that. On Saturday, I had a wedding I went to, but I tried to pull it up when I got home just to kind of, just to watch some stuff. Didn't work, so I said, never mind.
You see Kevin Owens came back?
I did see that through highlights.
That was pretty exciting. I was very
Well, that's a whole nother thing. Why the hell do we have to spoil everything? Do we really need wrestling media members that are like reporting stuff? Do we really need to know that, like, hey, Randy Orton's nearing a return? Okay, that means he's going to be at SummerSlam. Kevin Owens nearing a return. Was anybody on the fence about going to SummerSlam? But was like, you know what? Kevin Owens might return. I'm going to buy a ticket tonight. Maybe they did, but I doubt it. But anyways, like the quote-unquote media, the quote-unquote journalists, they don't need to worry about selling tickets to the show. Although I guess maybe they're like, hey, we're not trying to sell tickets, so we can just report what's happening. We need you guys to know. But wrestling fans don't want to know that. That's a big part of being a wrestling fan, is the surprise. But like, they kept reporting Kevin Owens is about to make a return, so you kind of knew he was coming back. At least I thought there's a good chance he's coming back this weekend. Now, I still thought they handled it well on screen. I still thought you got to get pop and everything. But
well, a lot of people didn't know that was being reported.
Maybe I'm too online. Yeah, maybe I'm too online.
I saw it, but I didn't think it was going to be this weekend. Yeah. Just because, I know the severity of what he had to go through.
Yeah, but once they said he was close to return, though, I assumed that he was coming back at SummerSlam, or at least the night after at Raw. But we'll see. But I was happy. That's my guy.
It's funny you talk about surprises, because afterwards I ended up watching this, I thought, kind of well-articulated video on the art of the finisher in wrestling and like other things.
Okay.
And for me, it kind of made me reflect a little bit on wrestling in a negative light.
Okay.
Because of the way it is, because it's like...
You skewed negative on something? No way.
Shocker. But it's like there, used to be this old New Japan guy named Kenta Kobashi.
Okay.
Who used the Burning Hammer, and he's only ever used it 7 times in his career.
Just whenever it's time, like whenever he needs to end this match.
And then, watching like some of the matches, it's like all I saw was just
I hate
finisher.
I do hate that.
Let me use your finisher. You're going to use my finisher.
Nah, I don't think 7 times in my entire career is necessarily something that I agree with, but that is a big part of a big problem I have with wrestling, Bubba, is the finisher spamming, and then the kicking out of finishers. It's like everybody gets to become superheroes whenever there's a pay-per-view, and then everyone can now all of a sudden kick out of a couple finishers. I do agree with that, and I don't think you should see a finisher every time on like TV. Now, if you want to say the finisher just for pay-per-views, you want to break them out a couple times a month, okay. But like, I don't need to see. Sometimes you can win with like your secondary finisher. You always have like 2 moves, 3 moves. Sometimes you can win with those without it being a roll up. Lord knows I hate the roll up too, but
deadliest move in all of pro wrestling.
Every now and then it's done well. Every now and then it works, but either way, there's my complaining. Hope you had a good weekend. We'll come back. We'll talk some sports. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Golf Envy Farragut is the premier indoor golf experience you've been looking for. And right now they are offering a limited number of founding memberships. Golfers can reserve their spot for just $150 before their September grand opening. Founding members receive 90 days of unlimited guest passes, as well as an exclusive risk-free first month. That's right. Try out Golf Envy with no obligation. Give it 30 days, and if it's not the right fit for what you're looking for, your first month's dues will be refunded. Members will get access to their Golf Zone 2 Vision NX simulator technology, the most realistic simulator on the market, where they can play more than 300 courses and compete in leagues and tournaments with players all across the country. Golf, rain or shine, 24/7, 365. To learn more and become a founding member, visit their website at farragut.golfenvy.com/presale.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Back in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. How'd the show go Friday? Did you guys hold it down? Did you guys do a good job?
Yeah, I thought so. Went pretty well.
Everything went well?
Yeah, we had talked to a couple people.
Okay.
DR gave us his 2 cents.
Shout out to him.
Also, Matty Ice.
Matty Ice checked in?
He did.
Wow.
See, Sam had a game that we had us play too. So it was like the 5 categories, spend $15, build your season type deal.
Yeah, I gave my answer. I gave my answer on Twitter.
Looking back at that, I think maybe we could have done it to where we all didn't have the ability to pick the same options. Like once they were off the board, they were off.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, that's a draft. That's different.
Yeah.
I think whenever I see the $15 game, there's a correct answer. Everybody should be allowed to go get the correct answer. You know what I mean? like putting a
That's fair.
like to me, like there's the categories, like Russell and them are doing with the movies where you're drafting. That's more of like the traditional, like putting a fantasy football team together. You know what I mean? Everybody would love to be able to pick whoever they want in fantasy football, but that's not the way it works. You just got to work with what you get dealt. The $15 build out a roster, that's more of the daily fantasy. You know what I'm talking about? Where you're just trying to put the best lineup together. And a lot of times those will be pretty similar, except you win, I feel like, in the margins maybe. Like, I picked the better $2,000 option. You picked the wrong guy. My guy popped off for 3 touchdowns. That's the difference, is how you can, maximize that $2 spot or that $1 spot. What was a big sports story on Friday? Had the 5-5, all that officially had broken, right? And the floodgates being open of all the basketball players.
I think that happened around like 3 to 4 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon.
Yeah, we didn't have a chance to talk about it.
Well, I do feel like outside of Spider-Man and I guess now like the X-Men casting, shout out to my girl Samara Weaving. The year of Samara rolls on. She was all over my algorithm. Shout out to her. But to me, the other biggest story, non-Spider-Man or X-Men related, was the wave of basketball players that are now all of a sudden eligible or going to be eligible for next basketball season as these teams start scrambling. Football thought maybe football was going to be the same way. However, the judge did come out and say, hey, actually, we're not changing anything there. If you're on a football team, if you've had any type of professional success, and by professional success, it does seem like even like, getting paid to be on a practice squad, being, paid to go to camp and stuff, that's going to hit the professional check mark and make you ineligible. The judge came out and said, hey, yeah, I'm not changing anything like that. So I don't think we're going to have a rush of football players trying to get back. You might have a couple, but I don't think you'll have the same rush you had with the basketball numbers.
Well, I think they had to, if they wanted to try to transfer, they had to have already entered the portal in the winter window. They can't come back and be like, now I'm going to try to play and then get in the portal. They can only go back to the school that they were previously at.
Yeah. Some of those guys had entered the transfer portal anyways. Those were always.
So those guys can still transfer.
Yeah, over the last couple of years, that's been funny watching the guys without eligibility just be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and enter the transfer portal just in case. But the joke is not on them this go around, because some guys able to now look like they had a little foresight and now be able to be eligible. And, Tennessee does seem to be in the mix here. I do think the Jalen Washington kid from Vanderbilt's heavily linked.
Yeah, he seems to be on the table.
Yeah, heavily linked to Tennessee, which will provide Tennessee with some much needed front court depth.
It'll be the second year in a row, too. We've poached somebody from Vanderbilt also, if he does commit.
Yeah, which, if you're him, I don't like Jalen Carey, I guess, made a little bit more sense to be leaving when he did, because Vanderbilt hadn't really taken a step forward in basketball. But Vanderbilt's pretty good last year. I don't want to say they were our equal by any means, but they were a good program last year. They were a good team. And it looked like they were, in line to be pretty good again this year. But he said, hey, I'm out. Started 9 games for him last year. Played in 36. 9 points a game. 5.5 rebounds.
That's the number I care about. He can. We don't need him for scoring. We just need him for defense and rebounds.
Yep. And he popped his best game down the stretch. He got 26 minutes against Florida, scored 17 points and grabbed 4 rebounds, and they got blown out. So actually they won that game. They blew them out that game. That was in the SEC tournament when Vanderbilt kicked Florida's ass. So yeah, those are impactful minutes, I reckon. Because that was one of the bigger upsets of March, and I guess now knowing what happened to Florida in the second round was a real warning sign for things, maybe falling apart there. Played 24 minutes against us, 7 points, 8 rebounds. So I do think he has proven he can be an SEC player. And like Josh said, it's really just about being big, being able to grab some rebounds. I want my post players to be older, typically. Like Dwayne Brown was a little bit of an anomaly last year when you looked at him being ready to go physically from an early age, from the earliest of ages, as a freshman. He did really jump off the screen though in the recent muscle picture they all showed. You watch those?
Yeah, I like those every year.
Yeah, we had the sequel to the football Derek Owens ones, but like you said, like the basketball team always will do their shirtless picture. I will say D. Wayne was popping in that one, like in terms of his physical development. So I do have high hopes for him, but yeah, he's going to need another guy out there with him and Miles Rubin. So like I'm very interested, if not Jalen Washington, which again, who has been strongly linked to Tennessee, if not him, another grown adult.
We'll get somebody.
Yeah. There was it thought maybe Michigan would be the last hope. Remember whenever Dusty May left, you thought, okay, maybe not JP Estrella, but maybe there'll be a couple of those other big guys that want to transfer. Didn't really get any residual spillover there. But now this new clearing for these players is going to reshape some rosters. I don't know of the players who have so far been listed. Are there any game changers on there, Josh, that you've seen? Any guys that like changes standings in like the SEC or changes like seeding nationally? Like, are there anybody that's going to be good enough for that?
Maybe a couple. I know Donovan Dent.
Okay.
He's one of those guys. He was probably the most high profile player that I saw. I'm trying to look it up right now. But he was one of the bigger names that I had seen.
Okay. Donovan Dent, that's the guard from UCLA.
By way of New Mexico.
Yeah, started 34 games.
AJ Storr,
yeah, that's been a big name.
Mark Mitchell from Missouri.
Okay. So, yeah, like on one hand, I do appreciate
Xavier Lee from Florida, but he was in the portal, I believe. I don't think he intends to go back to Florida.
Well, it's just going to change things because there's going to be some teams. Now, Tennessee did have a roster spot open, but there might be some other teams across the country. It's like, hey, we don't necessarily have a roster spot, but we are going to make a roster spot to upgrade our spots. Hey, freshmen, I know we gave you a scholarship, but yeah, this might not work out for you. Might be time to start looking elsewhere. You can go to our sister school down the street, come back in a couple years. We'll see you there. Like, I do think every school across the country is having that same discussion right now. Now, from a baseball standpoint, we had talked about that at Tennessee for the last, baseball reporters were hinting around at some, at a secret addition, at an ace up the sleeve for Elander with the roster spot. People started speculating it would be Reese Chapman, getting the 5-5 ruling. So I do think in baseball you'll see guys have more time that maybe didn't get a MLB contract, maybe hadn't signed any type of contracts, maybe hadn't done anything that would hurt their eligibility. I think you'll see it affect baseball. But basketball, you saw Danny Hurley come out mad about it and was like, hey, we need to fix this ASAP, because it sounds like he at UConn has not properly planned to have a couple roster spots open. So he's like, hey, we're just getting knocked down the pecking order here as a couple teams get better through a last round of free agency / drafting some of these players that need homes. With all that being said, Josh, thumbs up or thumbs down for all the college kids that were done now getting to come back and plan to play college basketball?
I really don't know how I feel about it. I like the 5-5 going forward, but I don't necessarily love that you're trying to retcon people who had already maybe moved on, because I'd seen a lot of people talking about the fact that, like, hey, maybe if they had done this 6 months ago towards the end of the basketball season, maybe I still would have come back and played that fifth year. But some of these guys I'd seen had like completely moved on and like tried to accept the fact that they were done playing and get jobs and all that good stuff. And now they're, well, like, man, if you had told me that, I would have tried to play. So I don't know if I love the retconning of it.
It makes me feel bad at Tennessee from a Tennessee standpoint. Just, Zakai Ziegler a year late. It does make me wonder, like, Felix Okpara.
Yeah, would you have come back for a fifth year
if you were in line to make $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, whatever the number would be, and maybe it wouldn't have been at Tennessee, maybe it would have been elsewhere, but like, I'd imagine you would have rolled the dice at making another, year of another annual salary over 7 figures versus maxing out at $800,000, and that's if you last with the Wizards the entire time, because it's not like you're going to be playing big NBA minutes with somebody like Felix Okpara have hung around. It didn't make me feel for him, and then of course, like I said, Zakai Ziegler for last year, who was trying to fight this and is just kind of like, hey, you're a year early, brother. Sorry, and he gets screwed and doesn't get a COVID year, misses a tournament with a knee injury, and now he doesn't get to have that 5th year.
But I mean, somebody's going to get screwed in a way, whether they're the first. Somebody's going to be on the cut line. So
yeah, no, I'm just saying I feel bad for the guys that I care about being on the cut line.
But why not make the cut line the 23 class instead of 22 with some people who had already kind of moved on? Why go back on that? That's the only gripe that I have with it. Going forward, I like the 5 and 5, but I just don't like the kind of retroactively going back on something.
Judges. That's the answer. A judge, they found a judge. I was like, you know what? This is unfair, and I am saying it's unfair, and I'm good with fixing this. And then everyone's like, thank you. That's good enough for us.
But now are the 2021 graduating class guys going to be, what about us?
I would imagine a lot of them have already moved on and found other things in life.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It wouldn't shock me if one of them popped up and was like, let me play.
Sure, but from a basketball level, I'd imagine they have started taking some professional money. It's like, someone like Zakai has made professional basketball money. I'd imagine most of those guys that would be worth caring about have already found some type of money somewhere. Bubby, look, you had something to say?
Yeah, it's just like the whole muddying up process. Like, I agree with Josh. I think it'd be so much easier to just do like 2023.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, hey, going forward, not like having to backtrack and like, all right, let's go through and see which guys would be eligible and which ones aren't now.
No, I think most people agree. Now. Like, it would suck to tell the kids, hey, sorry, if you'd have just been a year later, you'd have had a 5th year. It does suck. I get it. But like you said, sometimes life just sucks. Sometimes you are the last cutoff before change, before progress. It would suck had you just paid off your student loans and then everybody gave student loan forgiveness. Sorry. Sucks that you paid off that $40,000.
Yeah, that would really suck.
Well, I mean, it would suck if you had been the one that paid it off. If you had just finished paying them off, or if you'd been doing the right thing, and paying it back, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're going to waive this for everybody else. It would have really sucked to have been the people that had paid off. But guess what?
That's why I refuse to pay off mine.
You just keep waiting?
Yeah. I keep getting all these bad notices, and it's like, I don't know how this is affecting me right now. Then I just don't worry about it.
Hakuna Matata. It worked for Simba for a little while. But then eventually,
they ain't gonna get me.
But then eventually, he had to go back to Pride Rock and fix things. The Hakuna Matata had to end, and he had to just take care of business.
That's down the road. If I can never buy a house, to be like, credit. Oh well.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how that works, but I don't think I blame you for dragging your feet, hoping that they would just get taken care of, because I would be mad.
I mean, in the previous administration, it kind of like got put on pause, and I was like, I just not gonna worry about this ever again.
Once 2028 rolls around, they might bring that back up to try to win the youth over. Like, hey, we didn't do it last time, but I promise if you vote for us this time, we will take care of it. Maybe. But point being, someone gets screwed all the time. There's a whole lot of women throughout history that didn't get to vote. Well, I didn't get to vote the last election. They probably still wanted the women's suffrage thing to, pass and then to get the right to vote. But there's always generations that get screwed in progress. But you hope as a society we just move forward. But it would suck to be those players. But I think everyone agrees that, like, I would say pretty much every coach probably agrees too. But there's probably a little bit of the Nate Oates defense. I don't know if you remember Nate Oates whenever he was trying to get Bediako playing. He's like, hey, I agree that this shouldn't be a rule. But if we're allowed to take advantage of it, I got to try to take advantage of it for my kids, for my team, for the school, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'd imagine Rick Barnes is probably old school. that doesn't love this getting changed and thrown onto coaches' laps. A lot of them probably don't want to have tough decisions about cutting kids or, making the numbers work and doing another round of recruiting. They probably don't want to. But I'd say Rick Barnes is like, you know what? We really could use one more big guy if we're going to try to win a championship. If we're going to try to make a Final Four, we probably are one big guy short. So from that perspective, I'm okay with it. I would probably rather no one have that and we just roll with what we have. But if other schools are going to do it, you better go out and find somebody. There's no, you don't get extra points. They don't add any extra points to the scoreboard because you didn't add a guy under a lawsuit.
Boom, that's a new rule. Any team that goes through this already has one technical assessed to them.
That or, maybe you get 5 extra points if you didn't. Like, hey, now you got to make a decision. Is that extra big guy you're bringing in, Rick, is he worth 5 points? I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But, yeah, no, I'd imagine every fan and every coach probably doesn't want to see this happen. But I'd imagine every player that's allowed to come back to school and make a couple $100,000 probably pretty pumped up to get to kick the can down the road. I am glad they're not trying to parachute in on football, though. That would be too much of a crazy free-for-all.
Yeah, especially with how close we are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still guys.
Some guys are trying.
Tommy Castellanos is the
well,
I
I've seen.
didn't see a follow-up for that one, but
I just saw the judge reverse course. Like initially, she was like, "Hey, this includes football," but then she has reverse course. It's like, this doesn't really include football. She's like, when I said this, I didn't have football in mind, and like I can't change the transfer portal rules of when they're open for colleges. And I can't really change the whole professional thing. Now, if the Florida State Castellanos, I don't know if he's made $1 playing football. He wasn't really a draft prospect. I don't know if he would have anything. And if so, I don't know if he'd be allowed to come back and basically serve the precedent's been set of like, hey, if you did any draft stuff, hey, here's a 2-game suspension. That's what we gave Carter at Tennessee. I don't know how that'll work out. There will be some football players try to get this cleared. I just don't think it's going to be like a max, like a mass. What's the opposite of an exodus? Influx?
Yeah.
A mass influx of like guys coming back. You might have a couple.
Well, I'd seen some people on Twitter wanting Jackson Moy to try to come back.
Well, he tweeted out like, oh, very interesting. But like he's already been like around an NFL team. So like I'd imagine he's not going to be included in this. I would imagine.
I'll take it if he is. That's one of the positions I'd like to have somebody.
Sure. Yeah. And, if it is something where people are fighting and winning and doing all that, like maybe you throw those moral stances to the wind and just say, yeah, if I'm Josh Heupel, like, we really could use one more big body in the middle. Sure. But I was reading this morning that on ESPN, they said the judge has reversed course and has tried to, basically remove her blessing from the football players being allowed to do this.
So this first started in Colorado?
Yeah. You just got to find a state. You got to find one judge that's willing to do it, and they can kind of extrapolate it across the country is essentially how it works. Yeah. We'll continue the conversation. We'll talk some more sports on the other side. Let us know what you think in the comments. In favor, against it? Let us know. Shout out to everybody watching along on YouTube. Happy Monday morning to you. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life account, offering extra benefits, including bank travel. Experience the trip of a lifetime to Ireland. Explore rolling green hills, historic castles, and charming villages across the Emerald Isle. Get in on the fun. Call 865-429-7935 today.
Citizens National Bank. banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Tired of spending your weekends working in the yard? Let ECR Total Landscapes handle it for you. We'll take care of de-weeding your flower beds, leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more. Let us do the heavy lifting so your landscape looks great. Right now, get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you mention promo code FANRUN. Reliable service, great results, and more free time for you. Call us today at 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
We ought to be a part. The biggest thing coming out of the sports weekend is really just the feeling. I think you'll see it in college. I think you'll see it in Major League Baseball, where you're going to just basically have the schools and the teams throw up their hands and be like, we can't regulate this ourselves. Please save us. In baseball, that is going to come in the way of a lockout, where the owners just shut the season down next year, and we don't play a full 160. Maybe we don't play at all in 2027. I think you'll see that. I think the Skubal trade, where he leaves Detroit and gets to go to the Dodgers, as the rich get even richer, as they're like, yeah, we'll give you a whole bunch of money. We don't care about that. We got some tax loopholes here where we don't get taxed on our big TV contract because we used to be in bankruptcy court. So we get to kind of skirt this and save $60-something million every year.
It's like NATO, the rules and stuff. They're going to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
It sucks, though, because now it's like, it's not fun anymore, John.
Well,
to see a whole starting rotation of an all-star team.
That is exactly, I think, what the majority of baseball owners want you to say. They want the fan, like you, Bubba, to be beaten down. Because, look, I think I agree.
Like, congrats.
No,
they did it.
I agree. I don't know any baseball fan outside of L.A. that's really like happy with the way things are. I think most baseball fans want to have sweeping changes. They want to eliminate some rules. I would imagine a big part of that rule will be like, hey, no more deferred money. We don't think it's fair that deferred money gets to get paid out, through 2040 whenever you're paying these big free agents now. That's how you can afford all these, because you're not paying. You're just kicking the can down the road. That's probably not fair. Now, that's going to come through a salary cap, which baseball players don't want because they can make $70, $80 million a year, and it doesn't matter. They can be on billion-dollar payrolls, and it doesn't matter. But the owners are going to be like, hey, we got to save the sport. And you, Bubba, are going to be one of their biggest weapons, the fans, who are all kind of on the owner's side now. That's why I don't think you saw any other teams really lining up to really offer too much for Skubal, because it's not like the Dodgers gave out a lot for him. They gave up a couple of mid-tier prospects, and they got one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I understand he's got a couple of injury concerns right now, at least his long-term health, but it doesn't matter, because if you're trying to win a championship this year, those prospects were worth that just for this year.
I'm not letting him do this to me, John. Skubal's overrated. I'm glad they made this trade.
And that's fine. He might be a little overrated. He's still a top 10, top 15 pitcher. Yeah. The Atlanta Braves sure as hell could have used him. There's plenty of teams that could have used him just for a short-term rental. The price was so low, it would have made sense just from a short-term rental standpoint. But it doesn't matter because the Dodgers in him. And that's the worst team possible that could get him just for this whole discussion. Hell, even if the Yankees got him, it wouldn't have been met with as much venom as the Dodgers getting him. Be really? Another guy? So, that's leading towards basically all baseball fans throwing their hands up and saying, save us, please. Lockout. Fix this. I think the same thing's happening in college sports, because this whole 5-5 immediate ruling, I think if you polled fans, Josh, what percentage would you get of fans that want to see 5-5 immediately put into place this next year in baseball and basketball and, women's basketball as well? I don't know what other sports will be impacted, but what percentage of fans do you think want to see that happen this upcoming year immediately?
I mean, I think a lot of to see it moving forward.
No, I mean this next year, to now have the judge come out and say, hey, basketball is a free-for-all. Let's put these rosters together.
Ooh, for that, I'd say 25% maybe.
I think that's probably
a fair number.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But the vast majority of people are against it.
At least for this year. Going forward, I think it's a lot much higher. But
Sure. Yeah, I think if we started, hey, we're going to implement this, and starting in 2030, you get 5 years to play. Or
even just next athletic calendar year, next July.
Sure, but I'm saying, even if you just said, hey, we're going to give the schools 2, 3, 4 years to prepare for this, because I think even next year, Josh, it's going to get a little bit crazy, just because you're going to have players that you probably don't want to have a 5-year investment in. Hey, taking a flyer on this 1 year, maybe rental in basketball, that's not a big deal. But now if I'm all of a sudden expected to bring him back next year too,
then you can just cut him.
Sure, but no, I don't think anybody wants to cut players, ideally, at high levels. I would say if you're Rick Barnes, for example, I look at all this through Tennessee basketball, their standpoint.
I'm probably just thinking about it through the level that I played at. They had no issue letting people go if they needed to.
But that's literally cutthroat. You're not necessarily I think at that level, and the players are probably both just trying to scratch and claw and survive. Hey, I'm trying to find a stepping stone to get somewhere else or be on scholarship somewhere. And if you're that school, you're hey, we're trying to find somebody that's going to maybe win one extra game for us, or maybe just be worth this scholarship. But from Rick Barnes' standpoint, I don't think he would take some of these seniors or players if he knew there was an extra year investment to them, because I don't think he'd want to cut them. Hey, you're a 1-year stopgap for us. Now all of a sudden, it's a multi-year investment. That just feels a little bit different. And I would imagine there's other people that took some senior depth pieces that now might be strung to them for 2 years that probably don't love it.
Do you think we're too far gone in this, or is it going to be kind of like the streaming side of things, like in media, where at some point in time in the future, it's just going to reset and you're like, hey, it's just going to be based on scholarships and if you got one or not?
Well, I don't know the answer to that per se, but I think it's the same thing I'm talking about with baseball, which is now you're just going to have everybody come together and say, hey, save us, Congress. Please, everybody vote for this new rule. Please, everybody vote for this new bill, the Save, Protect College Sports Act. that Ted Cruz was trying to get him, on board. I don't think it was a coincidence that you saw, was it Thursday? Was it Friday? My days are starting to run together. But like you saw the SEC and Big Ten put out a joint statement where they were initially opposed of the bill. They're now in favor and saying, hey.
Well, they want to create a super league, so I don't trust either of them.
Well, they're not wanting to create a super league because the bill is supposed to outlaw the super league. It's supposed to remove some of that threat.
Yeah, the thing that you're talking about that came out, they don't want to do that. And nobody wants to see a super league either.
Yeah, but they came out and said, you know what, we've had some successful conversations with some congressmen. We've made some important changes. We've tweaked the bill a little bit. Now the SEC and the Big Ten are fully on board with the Protect College Sports Act, which to me is the same thing as like the baseball owners now going to be like, hey, lockout coming. Sorry, we gotta fix this. The colleges just let this get in such a bad place, and just like, have the NCAA in particular has just been bad at having any foresight and has drugged their feet at every opportunity to where now it's like, it's gotten so bad, but it's probably good because now you can just ask Congress to come save this and put these rules in place that we probably should have had. But we drug our feet for so long and just tried so hard not to make some of these changes happen that now it's just simply the courts overrule us at every turn. What's something that can overrule the courts? Congress, or at least make it much, much tougher, which is like a step in the way of collective bargaining agreement. Kind of the same way the baseball is going to lock out and, try to get there and try to, change some things and come out of it with a salary cap and maybe a spending minimum, a spending floor, and realistically, enforce that and raise that.
I mean, this will be one of the busiest times for the MLB Players Association.
Oh, sure. But the Players Association's already kind of come out and said it. Bryce Harper has, of like, hey, we don't lose. We have the strongest union in all of sports. We dig our heels in.
So it's like, the issue of, what they're trying to do with the draft where, they're cutting it, also like with the young kids too, having to go to college and stuff like that. Not domestic, not, foreign players, but.
Yeah, but I mean, I think from a player standpoint, if I was a veteran, I wouldn't care about changing the draft rules to make it harder to get into the league because that saves my spot. Typically, that's how it works. Is like the players don't really care too much about the future because it's kind of like what you talked about with student loans. Hey, I paid my student loans. I don't really care if you have to pay yours or not. I had to do it. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, Rook. We're changing the draft rules because they're going to want to protect their spot in the league for as long as possible.
Or we could just leave places better than how they found them. But
most people don't think that way. Most people are pretty selfish, especially when there's millions of dollars at stake. They'll be fighting hard just against the words salary cap, though. Like the draft stuff, I don't think really moves the needle. Baseball players will simply be worried about protecting the idea of a salary cap, which would shrink wages. Now, I would say the Bryce Harpers of the world, and I don't know who's on the MLB PA, like the Players Association. I don't know who the leadership is there. But they don't want their names to be attached to the ones that lost the battle and ended up with a salary cap when they've been able to hold that off for so long. Which makes me think there will be a pretty big fight, coming up next year as soon as the season ends, basically. All the colleges seem to be kind of, with open arms begging. And I think just like we talked about with you, Bubba, and baseball, I think the majority of college sports fans want this bill to pass and want, some common sense guardrails and probably want just a CBA and all these agreements to basically quit pretending like they're not a professional sports league. I know as a fan of Tennessee, I don't like the 1 year contracts. I don't like free agency every go around. It makes the sport overall a little bit more interesting to cover. But from a Tennessee standpoint, I don't like that. I don't like that college players have more freedom than like NFL and NBA players who have to honor their contracts. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with college basketball because it's like at some point will they ever try to get rid of like the one and done.
That's an NBA rule. That's not an NCAA rule. So, like, yeah, the NBA one has that in place where the NBA has kind of come together, kind of like what we talked about with the baseball players of like, hey, if we like don't let these high schoolers come in, that's one less threat we have. That's one less roster spot that might get taken up by a player that can't play. And from the owner standpoint, Bubba, much like in baseball and much like the colleges, the owners are like, hey, protect us from ourselves because we're not very good at drafting high school players, and most of them are busts. And we can't avoid giving these high schoolers tens of millions of dollars because we get so enamored with potential. Let's get a little bit more data on them. So the NBA is the ones that have come out and said they don't want the one and done, or they don't want the straight out of high school. They want at least 1 year of college because you get a little bit more data there. Now, sure, some of those guys still bust, but at a much lower rate than the high schoolers. Save us, Congress. Save us, lockouts. Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. Josh will cook up the news for you. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the next friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment. And Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get Lex for $290 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Enjoy the light, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. Enjoy it responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Shout out to our guys over at Cherokee Distributing. My boys. Drink White Claw. Support the people who support us. Hour 2 headlines. Let's head over to the news desk. What you got for us, Josh?
Yeah, first I want to hit something from chat real quick. We had somebody write in. Y'all remember when Bubba didn't hit the buttons correctly last week?
Yeah.
Just feel like at any time he writes that in, I feel like we need to.
I do remember that, Bubba.
Yeah.
I have no clue what he's talking about. That's crazy.
Good.
This guy. Come on.
Butch Jones will be proud of you, buddy. Snap and clear.
But first real headline for you. A rogue SpaceX rocket is on an unintended collision course with the moon. It'll impact the moon's surface this Wednesday, traveling at over 54 miles per hour.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it? It says it's going to leave a visible crater.
Space is real, John. Space is real.
Space is real, but they've just been warning us of asteroids hitting.
Well, this isn't an asteroid.
They do hit, though.
This is going to connect. Well, we're still here, ain't we? How many times have you read the story that scientists feel asteroid might hit Earth and wipe out everybody? Well, we'll deal with it.
In check a little bit.
We'll deal with it when we get there. So what are they saying is going to happen to the moon? It's just going to make a crater to it?
Yeah, it's just a rocket from SpaceX that I guess had it just went awry or something went wrong with it, and it's traveling at over 5,000 miles per hour, and it's going to leave a visible crater on the moon. It's not going to blow it up or anything, but
moon's already got a lot of craters.
Yeah, it says it's just going to hit it and it's going to have a new crater.
Okay.
Elon. So you're not a big space guy?
I mean, not really. I've never been. I don't really have any interest in like learning about it. I just keep my feet where they're at, you know? I keep my feet on Earth, which I mean is in space, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
But I don't I don't really like space movies, and I don't really concern myself with what happens up there. If somebody tells me I need to get into a shelter, a bomb shelter to prepare for like Armageddon, sure, I'll be ready to go then. But until then, I don't like the updates. I'm kind of a let me know when it happens type of guy. You ever heard the phrase, we'll cross that bridge when we get there?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of how I go about life.
Burn bridges just to rebuild them.
Well, that too. That too sometimes. But I try to live my life, Josh, not worrying about things.
That's fair.
Because I think there's just so much stuff out there. If you start reading about everything and start trying to think about everything, and oh my God, now they're going to hit the moon, you'll just worry yourself to death.
So I wouldn't say I'm worried about it. I don't really care if it hits the moon as long as the moon doesn't go anywhere.
Well, what are you going to do about it? Between now and then, what are you going to do? Are you going to go? Are you going to build a rocket and fly out there and try to intercept it?
I'm going to DM Josh Jobs and figure it out.
Josh is probably already working on it.
Yeah, hell, he's got us covered.
It's out of your hands. You know,
It's going to affect the ocean and the tides, and that's going to affect.
And it might, Bubba. It might. But what the hell are you going to do about it in the meantime?
Talk about it.
Have you ever heard of the phrase, let go and let God? If you don't like the cross of the bridge when you get there, how about just let go and let God? How about another one? You can do two things, Bubba. You can either pray about it or worry about it. Worrying's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do all day, but you don't get nothing accomplished. How about that? What are you going to do, Bruce Willis? You going to fly up there and
a little Fifth Element.
Well, I was thinking more of Armageddon, where they blow up the asteroid that's going to hit Earth. That was the Armageddon reference. You're going to go up there. You're going to bring a team. You and Josh going to develop a team. You're going to bring William and Caleb and Bear. You guys going to go up into space and stop this? No.
Somebody's got to,
but not you.
I don't think we have to. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to give it a crater. Like, we'll be okay.
You think they really sent Katy Perry and like Shaka Khan and everybody else
I
up
mean,
there?
they sent them to like just basically a roller coaster. They sent them real high skydiving, just in a rocket, which probably felt pretty cool.
I'm pretty jealous of that.
I mean, I'd like to be a lot of places with Katy Perry. And I do find her annoying, but I've always found her to be very attractive. Anyways, let me know if we make a dent on the moon. If we do, I'm sure when the pictures show up, I'll look at them and be like, oh, interesting. But then I'll just go about my day. I got enough stuff to do here on Earth.
All right. Not a space guy, John. We get it.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll move on.
Please do.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. I do like when I have no clue what the breaking news is.
Very intrigued by this.
I do like when the breaking news hits, and I've
porn worthy.
Is it professional
I like
sports?
to think so. Yeah.
Is it NFL?
No.
Okay. NBA?
No.
Okay.
You got to think back to this summer.
Think back to this summer.
What was popular this summer?
World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something to do with that. Mauricio Pochettino has agreed to a new contract to continue as U.S. men's national team head coach through 2030.
Okay. I mean, that's a worthy.
I would say it's worthy enough.
I got to admit, when I got excited for the horn, which granted is Major League Baseball trade deadline, that could have been a big horn for like a trade, right? Today's the deadline, right, Bubba, or tomorrow?
Yeah, today.
Is it today or tomorrow?
I believe today at 6 p.m.
I think, okay. So, like, yeah, I mean, it could have been a big baseball trade. Nothing in the NBA was going to happen. The WNBA trade deadline was yesterday. NFL would have been pretty much just a contract or an injury. I don't want to hear any injuries. That wouldn't have been cool.
No injuries. That's good.
I mean,
feel like it's a big enough deal.
I'm happy. I'm happy that the manager is staying. Like I liked him. Like I'm happy he's sticking around, but it is pretty disappointing whenever my mind got to getting
Also
excited.
kind of sad too, because maybe this is like the last, go around for the man.
It probably is.
So he's got like 3 opportunities or so.
Yeah, he'll have the 2 North American Cups and then the South American Cup that we'll play in. It's called the Cup World Cup.
Where's
I
the
guess
wor-
also Olympics or
Yeah, he will coach the Olympics team next year. That's just a under 22 team though.
Where's the World Cup at in 2030? Do we know?
Yeah, it's in Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. It's technically the
Okay.
first intercontinental World Cup. That's going to be a big part of their marketing because you'll get Africa and Europe.
Yeah. Okay. I guess Spain will be defending champions. I wonder how often that's happened. Where
Well, one thing they're doing, it's the 100-year anniversary of the World Cup. So the first 3
Is that
games, the first 3 games that they're playing in the World Cup are in Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. So it's technically tri-continental.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're starting it a week early.
Just keep it in America. How about that?
They're starting it a week early to do those 3 games and then sending everybody over to Europe and Africa.
that's true. We could
Do
put
it
them in
that way.
stadiums that we didn't use this time around.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I think that would be the biggest flex. Is like we're just going to use college football stadiums this time. No pro sports.
You enjoy different cities. New York and LA. Nah.
We're going to send you to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Louisiana, Alabama, Knoxville, Tennessee. We'll send you to Eugene, Oregon,
College Station.
College Station. I mean, there's some.
Yeah.
Put it back in the Rose Bowl. You could have the final in the Rose Bowl.
All right. Well, congrats to Team USA keeping their guy.
Well, I think the continuity will be good.
No, for sure.
So because he only had 2 years to build up to the World Cup.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would expect us to take a step forward in 2030.
You would hope so. We
It's
saw
hard
that this year, though.
It's hard for me to get excited about 2030, though. I got to say, like,
Well, like
I didn't
it
wanna
falls
think
in
about
line
that.
with your thinking. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, like let me know whenever it's qualifying time, because like I know we got to qualify this go around. Although
Yeah, that'll start here in about a year.
that should be much more attainable this than in the past. Whenever it was just 32 teams, it's really to God we can, or not 34, but 64. Like,
Well, that's not official
wait,
yet.
32. Yeah, it was 32. Yeah, then
And then it was 48.
48.
It was
Yeah,
48 this year. They're talking about it going to 64 next.
Yeah.
Next
Like,
go round though.
let me know whenever it's qualifying time.
You got about a year for that.
Okay.
Yeah, you got about a year for that.
I'll check back in then.
And then I'm sure y'all heard that FIFA was talking about maybe selling the World Cup, kind of, and then a bunch of international federations had talked about like pulling out and boycotting everything FIFA related. FIFA has now come out and said that they are pulling back from that and not planning. They're scrapping all plans to sell the World Cup, and the president of FIFA, his job may now be in jeopardy. Some of the higher ups are not very happy with him, which that would be a really big deal because he has been under a lot of scrutiny for a long time about how he's handled things.
Well, that plus I imagine. I mean, he made a lot of people mad with the American ruling, right? With overturning Flo's red card too. Like, he made people mad about that as well.
But people were going to be mad about that anyway, just because
Sure.
they don't want to see the U.S. be good at soccer. They're not.
Well, sure, but they also don't want it to be like because of perceived favoritism for a host country or
Correct.
for the president making the call.
Correct. That would be a really big deal if they out him of his job, because I mean he's been really on the forefront of how quote unquote corrupt FIFA has been for the last 10 to 15 years, maybe even ever. But he's been really the floating head of that whole thing. So him losing his job would be a big deal if that ends up happening. But then we'll move on to this one. I know we've had some food discussions over some flavors and stuff that have come out. KFC and Oreo have officially collabed to make a fried chicken flavored Oreo. And I really don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, not for me.
I don't think it's for me either.
What is it again?
It's a fried chicken flavored Oreo.
A fried chicken.
The herbs
Oreo.
and spices
Look
seeping
at it,
into
yeah.
the cream.
They said it's inspired by their herbs and spices.
Okay. I maintain people just do that for advertising for purposes.
Yeah, it looks to be.
Talk about us, please.
All the branding that I'm seeing on this is in either Japanese or something. Just be an Asian exclusive thing, but they are coming out with it. They're also doing a caramel popcorn Oreo with it.
Okay. I'm gonna stick to the basics.
Yeah, I'm with you. Do you like the vanilla Oreos though? Because some people are more split on those.
No, I like vanilla Oreos, and I love the fudge or the white chocolate, the Christmas ones. What are they called? You know what I'm talking about? Where they just dip. They're all white.
I don't think I do know what you're talking about.
Come on, Bubba. You know what I'm talking about? The white fudge. What are they called? Oreo Christmas.
I mean,
white.
Talking about where you do it yourself, where you just dip them in chocolate.
No, just the white fudge covered Oreos. Just Google it. You've never seen those? I mean, people do make their own for like parties and stuff. Maybe with like peanut butter crackers in them. I know that's popular with people, but no, just the regular Oreos, and there's white fudge covering them. And it comes in much smaller box. I love those, or at least I used to. I haven't gotten them the last couple of years because I would just eat a lot of them. I try not to tempt myself. Josh, did you Google these? Not recognize them?
I've not Googled them yet, no.
Oreo Christmas white fudge. Just Google it. Google it, Bubba. Somebody pick these up and look. Come on.
Yeah, can't say that I've really ever seen these.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Bubba.
I'm getting custom recipes.
Well, keep scrolling down a little bit till it gets to images, brother.
No, you can go to, you can see
Is it
them.
an ice cream?
No, it's these right here.
It's just Oreos covered in white fudge.
Yeah, I've never seen those.
That's big back activities.
Never seen those.
Yeah, it kind of is big back activities. Although I will say it's like basically half the quantity.
Okay.
So you don't get like the full Oreo like box covered.
I mean, if they're good, they're good.
They're awesome. I'm salivating just thinking about them.
Next time I see them, I'll pick them up and I'll take your word for it there.
That might be my favorite like treat they sell in stores. I won't say I like it more than just like a regular like chocolate ice cream cone or something, but just like a little treat you could just go through the store and pick up and grab. That might be my favorite one. Big back activity though is accurate though, Bubba. That is true.
I mean, when you get into all the different flavors of Oreos and you find one that we have not seen.
Yeah. I will say those are the only 3 variations of Oreos. I mean, I guess the single stuff, the double stuff, which I got to say, the older I get, the more I like the single stuff more than the double stuff. The vanilla's okay, and I love the white fudge covered. I don't really go with any other ones, though. Any other headlines we need to hit?
There's a couple I'll hold off until hour 2. I mean, we can talk about the scrimmage I had Friday if you want to.
Let me know about it now.
Yeah, so varsity would have won 14-10. We played about a half of football.
Okay.
So I mean, it was your full first scrimmage of fall camp. Things were rusty.
So the starters balled out.
Yeah, starters played well. We honestly
you have to be pretty pumped up about that.
Yeah, well, we're a 4A school. They're a 5-6A school type. So we were happy with that. And we honestly could have scored a little bit more. We had a drop touchdown in the end zone. We had an overshoot on a post pattern that was wide open. So we could have scored a couple more times too. But overall, it was pretty pleased. Their JV got us 7-0, but they played maybe the equivalent of a quarter and a half. But they would have kept scoring. Our JV, especially our JV offense, need a little bit more work. But overall, we were pretty pleased. So we're happy about that. We got another one. We scrimmage against Unicoi on Friday.
Now you offensive coordinator.
Yep, I got the whole run game and pass protection.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that for both? Do you do both levels? Do you do JV and varsity?
So the way
or do
that
you pretty much just call the same plays?
We install everything together. So
Okay.
everybody's in the room. So they're running the same stuff we are, but they learn it at the same time as everybody else. Everybody learns it together.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I just didn't know if they were, if you were doing a little bit more advanced stuff for the varsity or if there was a couple different strengths like that you would tinker it a little bit.
Yeah, no,
but
we give everybody the same thing at the same time and then go from there. But no, we were pretty pleased. We'd like to clean up a lot of things, but I've already went back and watched the film again, got the points I'm going to give them today. So
how would you rate the film that you got? Like the production, do you think the cameraman was pretty good?
So it was pretty good. So since we were away, we got their film.
Oh, okay.
So we got to use all their stuff.
Okay.
So their stuff's probably just a hair bit nicer than what we have. So it was good. It was easy to follow. And then we have an iPad on the sideline that we get one of our dads.
Okay.
He feeds it down to us from where he records it. So we had live video too that I would gather everybody around and we would go through it. That film was a little bit more shaky because the cameras weren't wanting to work, so we had to hand record it, and he was trying to pan.
I know a guy. If you need a video guy, I know a guy. I would recommend him to come film some stuff
Yeah,
for you.
I've heard.
If you need.
Yeah.
All right, good bad to headlines. Send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
The Point After podcast on the Fan Run Podcast Network. Josh, that's your baby, correct?
Yes, that is my show.
That's Josh's baby. You put up videos. How often a week are you going to do those?
Once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah, we'll do once a week in football season. We're aiming for a Tuesday, Wednesday release. So in the off season, it's been a little bit different. We've been shooting for Thursdays, but once the season gets going, we're looking for a Tuesday, Wednesday release.
Are you doing audio too, or just the YouTube?
I believe it's both.
Okay, I was going to say
or it will be both.
I feel like you need to do the audio too. You can just pop it on the SoundCloud. It'll work there.
Yeah, I believe it's both. I don't know if we've done both yet, but I know we are planning on doing both.
Okay. If you want more Tennessee coverage, The Point After. I saw a couple of posts of episodes up on the feed.
Yeah, we got 3 right now.
Asking the question. The 2 I saw were Bishop, where was Big Bad Deshaun Bishop a top 10 running back, and was Braylon Staley a top 10 wide receiver, I believe.
Yeah, what we've been doing is we We basically just cover all of college football. We treat it as a college football show, just with a little bit more Tennessee flavor, just because of our market.
Sure.
But we've been going through our positional rankings. So we've had top 10 quarterbacks in college football, top 10 running backs, just put out top 10 receivers, and then we recorded top 10 offensive line units last week. That'll come out this Thursday.
Not to do a full spoiler, but did you have Big Bad Deshaun Bishop as a top 10 running back?
Yes, we did. Or I did, and then my co-host had him as an honorable mention.
Where did you have him?
Right at 10.
What about Staley? Did you have Staley as a top 10
we
wide
both
receiver?
we both had Staley in there.
Where'd you have him?
I'm pulling up my list right now, and I'll tell you. I believe I had him 8. No, I had Staley right at 10, and then I think my partner had him maybe just a hair higher than I did at 9 or 8.
Okay. We can check that out over on the Fan Run YouTube channel, Fan Run TV, Fan Run Sports. If you're watching us now on YouTube, shout out to you guys. Appreciate you as always. Staley and Bishop, I think, kind of like you, both borderline top 10 guys.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers are going to be there, I think, for both of them. The talent, I think, is there. So far, the notoriety hasn't really kept up with their production nationally. I don't think they've gotten the national notoriety or even the local regional.
They hadn't even gotten the
notoriety.
conference notoriety.
Right.
Braylon Staley didn't even
Yeah.
make the preseason all-conference any team.
Yeah, when I say the local, regional, yeah, the SEC not giving him any love checks that box for sure. Deshaun Bishop a little love though.
Yeah, he was properly rated. I'd say I would have maybe had him above Nate Frazier, but
Yeah, they at least had him as the 5th best running back.
Yeah, I believe so.
In the conference, which I think is fine. I was reading on ESPN.com. Heather Dinich put out her 31 college football teams who can make the college football playoff. She has 31 teams that she believes, 28 of them with at least a 10% chance of reaching the playoff.
I feel like there's a lot more teams than there are playoff spots.
Well, yeah.
But I think the way that she's doing is which teams have a realistic path, I think is probably what she's looking at.
It seems that way, Bubba, but when I tell you that, hey, she has 31 teams to make, 12 spots, it's not that different than what the NFL is. I mean, I know the NFL expanded, but for a while they were 32 teams, going after 12 playoff spots. Now it's, of course, 32 teams going after 14 playoff spots. So, yeah, it's a lot, but at the same time, it's kind of your standard professional sports league. Now, of course, I know that in the NFL, not all 32 teams realistically were going for the playoffs every year. There'd probably more so be 26, where the bottom 6 is hey, we're going to suck. But point being, 31 teams that can make a 12-person playoff, 12-team playoff. That's a pretty good professional number. Tennessee made the list.
Yeah, there's a path there.
Does that make you happy, Bubba? Does that relieve you that she has Tennessee as one of 31 teams with a chance?
I mean, I wouldn't say relieves me. Is it fan service? Possibly.
Well, she has us all the way down at number 26, so it's not like she has a lot of hope.
I think that's pretty accurate, though.
Put us at 31.
I'd have us at the bottom, towards the bottom of that list.
Yeah, it was at the bottom of that list too.
Yeah,
down at 26.
Well, when you were going to be starting a first-time starter at quarterback who's really young and inexperienced, did we have a lot of the skill position help that he would need and offensive line help? Yeah, but we're also breaking in a new defense with a new defensive coordinator.
When I'm scrolling though, and this is somewhat in order, I believe. I mean, she's going. I think she's trying to rank them.
Yeah.
In
what teams does she have ahead of us?
In
What does she
order.
have Utah?
Because she has Texas number 1, Ohio State number 2.
Sure, yeah.
So when you get down to us at 26, you ask the teams right ahead of us. So 25th, she has UNLV.
Get Dan Mullen out of here.
The only reason that I'm not standing up and screaming is because of the G5 bid.
They have Jackson Arnold, don't they?
They did at one point. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know who UNLV's quarterback's going to be this year.
Because I had it, Calandria.
You might be right, Bubba.
It feels like he ended up somewhere like that.
The only reason I'm not saying that's blasphemous is just because they have the G5 path, and that's probably going to be a little bit more attainable than it is for us to navigate an SEC schedule with a first-time starter.
State's a team to watch for that.
I think Hawaii is a team to watch for that.
Jackson Arnold is at UNLV, Bubba. Good job by you. You now have the
shout out to Patafax, keeping me informed.
You have the current title of most knowledgeable college football personality here on TalkSports. Oof. Watch your back though. You can lose that at any moment. It's like the hardcore championship, 24/7.
24/7.
Yeah, you got to defend it. You asked for Utah. Yes, Utah comes in at number 24.
Okay.
Louisville comes in at number 23. Houston comes in at number 22. Iowa comes in at number 21.
Some of these, I don't know if I would have.
That's gross.
Well, that's why when you said you thought it was a good number where Tennessee's at 26, I don't agree with that. Now I'm not.
Now
going
that I'm
to,
hearing it, I don't know if I agree with it.
I'm not going to be a homer and say that Tennessee should be in the top 12 or top 13 or whatever. But I do feel like if I'm given my chances to pick between Tennessee or Louisville to make the playoff this year, I'm probably going to side
Louisville's got
with
some good players. I mean, they got Isaac Brown. He
Sure.
was somebody I had in my top 10 returning running backs. They got good players.
Sure. I'm not trying to.
But I think when you look at the roster as a whole, we have more talent. We have better coaching.
Sure. And also, I think being in the SEC, it could be a deterrent, of course.
But it can help you if you spring some wins, too.
Right. You get a chance to have some quality wins. When I look at Louisville, just pulling them out, to me, if they're going to make the playoff, they pretty much have to win their first game of the year against Ole Miss.
Yeah. If not, unless the only path after that is win the ACC.
Right. Because when I look at their schedule, they don't seem like they have even one big-time
No, they're not going to be taken seriously. Now, I do think Ole Miss Louisville is going to be a sneaky good game that first week on that Sunday. Maybe because
what's the spread on that? I feel like Ole Miss has had a lot higher numbers than I've anticipated. It's probably over a touchdown.
Let's pull it up.
Touchdown and a half, 7.5, 8.5, somewhere in there.
I'll pull it up.
Over the weekend, I feel like a lot of at least people were showing their sports tickets online and showing some flips because they were showing way too early ones, but Utah and BYU, Utah ended up flipping to become, I think, the favorite in that game.
Okay, yeah, just in that game.
Which intrigued me because it's looking at our list. I was going to ask you where BYU is because we know where Utah's at.
Yeah, I don't want to go into a full college football preview just yet. I haven't done enough homework to.
It's minus 6.5.
Okay, I figured it'd be right there at 7.5.
I'm hammering that
for Ole Miss or Louisville.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
I don't think Ole Miss is going to be quite as good as people think they're going to be.
I won't pretend to be a college football expert. You can listen to the playbook at 1:00 if you want one of those. But I'll do my homework between now and the end of August, Bubba. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts on the BYU Cougars at that point.
I'll have my prediction special coming out in a few weeks too.
Josh will be studied up and ready to go as well. Sam knows his stuff.
Bear Bachmeyer is set to be the next Haynes King.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him last year. I liked BYU last year every time they played, unless they played Texas Tech. It just felt like they had absolutely nothing for Texas Tech. But it felt like they were pretty good against everybody else. Now, whether or not that made them a legitimate team or that was really just about the level of competition, I don't know. I just know when I watched BYU, they couldn't move the ball at all.
Yeah, we got 26 days till we kick this thing off. I'm so excited.
It does start feeling real once you get to August.
It's coming. Week 0 is a really good week too. We've got North Carolina TCU at noon that Saturday. We've got NC State Virginia in an ACC game. Jacksonville State goes to North Dakota State, and that's a pretty big G5 game. Hawaii and Stanford. Memphis UNLV is a really big G5 game.
All I can hear whenever you're running through that is money on teams that I don't know enough about.
NC State's going to be pretty good.
NC State?
Their quarterback.
Their quarterback's okay. I just don't think they have the rest figured out. But, I mean, it is the ACC, so.
Well, if it makes you feel better or worse, Bubba, they don't have NC State ahead of Tennessee on the playoff countdown, according to Heather Dinich.
And then this year, week 0 is the FCS. They've moved that to be their week 1. So every FCS team is going to be in action that week. I'll be in Huntsville, Alabama, watching my alma mater take on North Alabama. I'm going to go see the boys there. Hopefully they can start turning things around.
They don't even have NC State in the top 31. They got 3-9 Virginia Tech at number 31, Bubba, but not your NC State and Jay Bailey. She just, I guess, buys into James Franklin.
John, in case you're wondering, Deshaun Bishop Heisman odds are, I think, plus 30.
Oh, he missed this on Friday. He live bet Deshaun Bishop to win the Heisman on the show Friday.
Good.
He put real money on it and a real bet on the show Friday.
I'm proud of you, Bubba. I don't think it's going to happen, but I hope it does.
I'm hoping that he does good enough to where he gets into a conversation to say, here, you can cash out. And I'll say, thank you.
At least triple your money or something. Yeah, sure.
I mean, all it'll take is just probably a monster performance against Georgia Tech.
I was going to say, it's going to take a lot. All it's going to take is like 200 yards against Georgia Tech, 170 against Alabama.
I don't know. I mean, if he gets 200 against Georgia Tech, 3 touchdowns.
150 against Texas.
How unrealistic is that, though?
All of them probably pretty unrealistic.
I mean, he's just got to start hot.
Where do the Heisman finalists usually come into statistically for running backs?
Pretty up there.
Well, yeah, I know that, but like what running backs have even been in there recently? Jeremiah Love last year, okay, he had 199 carries, 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns. All right, then he had 280 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, just off the jump right there, I think Deshaun Bishop could get to 1,372 yards and 18 touchdowns. Like, I don't think that's like unreachable.
I'm trying to find you the last Heisman finalist for a running back that was not Jeremiah Love.
I mean, because like Dylan Sampson didn't even make Dylan Sampson didn't.
Yeah,
make,
outside of him though, he had ungodly numbers.
Dylan Sampson didn't make the list as a finalist, and he had some good numbers. So I do think it's good enough, Bubba.
Looks like Bryce Love, 2017.
Yeah,
that's the last one since
outside of Genty and Jeremiah Love.
Really?
And let me put it this way: Jonathan Taylor ran for over 2,000 yards in 2019 and was not a finalist.
Wow. Which, I mean, I know I just said Deshaun Bishop, Dylan Sampson had those great numbers and didn't get invited. I didn't realize it was that
in 2019 also, J.K. Dobbins also ran for the exact same amount of yardage as Jonathan Taylor, was not a finalist. They both ran for 2,003 yards.
I mean, I knew they hadn't won in a while. I didn't realize they weren't even like getting invited to the ceremonies.
Travis Etienne finished 7th in 2018. He ran for 1,600 yards.
It has just become a quarterbacks. And I guess maybe the wide receivers, the new running back, the wide receivers get invited a little bit every now and then.
Yeah, they do. Blake Corum finished 7th in 2022. He ran for 1,400 yards.
Okay, well, to answer that then, Bubba, I don't think there's really anything Deshaun Bishop's going to be able to do.
Yeah, it might not
to get
be.
to New York, unless like he has a really good season and Tennessee goes like 11-1. Because I will say Deshaun Bishop has that working for him this year, where he is going to get the credit for carrying that offense. Like Faison Brandon, if he's going to be the starter, which we've been calling that for months, I do think he's going to be the starter. But even if he isn't, and it's George McIntyre, I do think we all acknowledge that the offense is going to really rely on the run game. So, like, sure, if Tennessee goes out and goes 11-1, maybe he's a finalist. But outside of that, I don't really see that path. About Tennessee, Dinich wrote, okay, so the ESPN analytics give Tennessee a 20% chance of making the play.
Like the percentage chance, I agree with. I just don't agree with some of the teams she's got in front of us.
Well, for us to have 20%, she has us way lower.
I want to know what formula she's using.
Well, I'm getting ready to tell you what one of the categories is: do you agree or disagree? Agree or disagree with ESPN's analytics? And she says she disagrees. She says the Vols get the 19th best chance to make the playoff according to the computers. But that is extremely generous for a team that won 4 league games last year and seemed positioned for a middle-of-the-pack finish at best. Then why the hell do you even have us on the list at all if you think we're middle of the pack at best?
Because we're an SEC school.
But that's fine. But if you think we're going in the middle of the pack of the SEC, they're not going to let 7 or 8 teams in, sister, or 9 teams in. So, like, if you think we're middle of the pack at best, then why the hell are we on the list?
Because you got to cover yourself in case we surprise people or pop a couple wins you don't think we're going to get.
Well, then you need to say that they're not middle of the pack at best. You need to say most likely, almost assuredly, they'll finish middle of the pack, but acknowledge that at best, maybe we will be 10-2 or 11-1. Because that's how words work, Bubba. If she says at best, she's putting a ceiling on us.
I think our ceiling is 10-2.
Sure.
So I also think our floor is probably 6-6 or 7-5.
I mean, the ceiling, I guess, could theoretically be 12-0.
Yes, the theoretical ceiling and floor for everybody is 12-0 and 0-12.
Could be 12-0. I mean, we could win every game on our schedule.
We're not beating Texas.
I don't think we're going to beat Texas, per se, just yet here in August. Ask me again, game week. But, if Tennessee beat Texas, it wouldn't, register as, one of the biggest upsets of all time.
No, but, it'd be
it's a 7-point spread right now.
Which is way too low, by the way. It needs to be, 10.5.
Well, if that's how you feel, okay. But, just going by the point spread, 7-point underdogs win all the time in college football at home.
If I didn't have the rule that I gave myself to that I will never bet on a Tennessee sporting event, I would hammer Texas -7.5.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong.
Chalk Josh down as not volled up.
I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see a path there.
Bubba, get your notebook out. Write that down. Josh, not volled up, which obviously I get your point. Tennessee's probably not going to beat Texas, but like I said, 7.5 point underdogs, 7-point underdogs, whatever it's going to end up being, they win all the time. It wouldn't be a monumental upset. And if you beat Texas, then I do think every other game on the schedule is at least attainable.
I think if you play Texas close, every game on your schedule is attainable.
But to be undefeated, you'd have to beat Texas, is my point. So if you win that game, again, I'm not picking Tennessee to go undefeated. I'm just simply talking about her saying middle of the pack at best.
I do disagree with that. At best, we are not middle of the pack.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all. We've got too much around the young quarterbacks for our ceiling to be that low.
Toughest test, she agrees with you, says that September 26th against Texas. Tennessee will be breaking in a new quarterback.
And I know I just said I don't expect us to beat Texas. I would take Texas to cover that spread. You best believe that on that Saturday at noon, if I can, I'll be in that stadium in orange or white, screaming my head off, rooting us on. I just don't think it's going to happen.
No matter the quarterback, she says, it doesn't matter when it comes to this stat because George McIntyre and Faison Brandon have combined for 9 career passes.
When do we think Hype's going to name a starter?
Get her out of here.
I think he'll announce a starter coming out of week 2. That Sunday night, Monday. I think
because I know historically he likes to name one before the season starts.
I would say if I was betting, I think you'd have a pretty good idea that the battle is over coming out of that scrimmage the 13th or 14th, Thursday or Friday. I feel like it's usually a Friday scrimmage at that on that week, but maybe it's a Thursday. I don't have maybe a Saturday.
I think they typically do Saturdays.
Okay, yeah. So that 13th, 14th, 15th, that's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think we'd have the way it'll work is by the 13th, they'll be hey, Faison Brandon's in a good position. It's going to take a really good performance to unseat him or extend this battle. I think by Saturday afternoon, you'll have hey, it's Faison's job. Sunday night, you'll have the Chris Lowe announcing.
But my thing, do we think he'll announce it? I could see him announcing it after the Furman game just to try to keep some people on their toes. I mean, we know how Heupel is.
I mean, the depth chart's going to be George McIntyre or Faison.
They might have it decided internally, but whether or not they then go public with it until after the Furman game is something I would keep an eye on.
Let's continue that conversation on the other side, as well as we'll get to who she deems as Tennessee's X factor and how Tennessee can get in and whatnot. We'll continue that conversation as well. Stick with us.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care.
If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends, everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Golf Envy Farragut is the premier indoor golf experience you've been looking for. And right now they are offering a limited number of founding memberships. Golfers can reserve their spot for just $150 before their September grand opening. Founding members receive 90 days of unlimited guest passes as well as an exclusive risk-free first month. That's right. Try out Golf Envy with no obligation. Give it 30 days, and if it's not the right fit for what you're looking for, your first month's dues will be refunded. Members will get access to their Golf Zone 2 Vision NX simulator technology, the most realistic simulator on the market, where they can play more than 300 courses and compete in leagues and tournaments with players all across the country. Golf, rain or shine, 24/7, 365. To learn more and become a founding member, visit their website at farragut.golfenvy.com/presale.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say it loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.
1, 2, let's go. Where the action.
Told, baby. This song just makes me think about how I got in trouble with the Tennessee alumni tailgate people because I tweeted out that they refused to play this song before the Elite Eight game, and they found me. I was like, "We can't play it. It's got dirty words."
There's a clean version for every song.
I don't know if there is for every song or not.
I thought there was.
I don't know about every song, especially one that's not going to be on the radio and stuff. Like I doubt if you're a rapper that hasn't really caught on if you're putting a clean version out on your Spotify because you probably don't have the audience to really dictate that. But at the same time, I was like, we're in a bar. If you're bringing your kids to a bar that's 21 and up, you should probably allow the idea there might be some cuss words that be said every now and then. I'm not here to parent anybody's kids, but I'm just saying if you're willing to bring them in a bar around people that are drinking, you kind of got to say, hey, anything goes. You know, maybe not anything, but, you know, cussing.
There's got to be some leeway there.
Yeah, like cussing, you have to be like, hey, this is just how grown-ups talk, and you don't need to do that because you're a kid. Good kids, good Christians don't do that. Whatever teaching lesson you need out of it, go for it.
Was it like an official Tennessee tailgate?
Yeah, it was. It was like the alumni party or whatever.
They could have. Did they have a DJ there?
Come on.
Yeah.
You tell me a DJ can't make his own
he can't make his own rules,
or just stops it whenever there's any potential word.
I don't know. All I know is I tweeted it, and then they came and found me at the party and confronted me. And
Did they kick you out?
No, they didn't kick me out.
They grabbed him by his collar.
They didn't
picked
do
him up by his
that.
feet, and they took him out the door.
I probably would have felt better had they kicked me out because they came to me and was like, "Can you please delete that?" because we can't play it. I'd asked them, and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll do it. And they didn't play it. So then I asked later, like, hey, this would really get the crowd fired up. It's really get us fired up before this Elite Eight game.
Not horn-worthy. It's a big trade. But...
Go ahead. Now I need to know what the trade is. Give me the horn.
Well, it's involving Tony Vitello and the San Francisco Giants.
Bubba said it's not horn worthy.
Well, I know, but now the audience has heard, so go ahead and you don't have to give the horn. You can just say there's a trade.
Say I got to pull it back up.
The Giants, I guess, selling off pieces now.
Yeah, it's the Philadelphia Phillies are acquiring second baseman Luis Arias. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Luis
Arias in a trade with the San Francisco Giants.
That's one of their better players.
Yeah.
They're going to do a fire sale.
The Giants have had some weird things. I'm going to save this for headlines because it's a really interesting story, but Tony Vitello not getting a great part of the pie this season.
Okay.
Towards the latter half. So.
Okay. Yeah. Save that for headlines. But going back to the discussion about the quarterbacks and the announcement, like I'm fully prepared, and I would honestly be shocked. Josh, if they didn't announce something coming out of that August 16th weekend.
Yeah, they typically do. That's when we got the news that Joey was going to start last year.
Yeah.
I know he likes to do that. It's just this year's probably the most different situation that he's been in.
But would it not, when we talk about, keeping things secret for teams and whatnot, would it not have been even more cause to be secret with game one being against Syracuse last year and the idea that Joey Aguilar had film out there already? Like, if you were going to keep something secret, wouldn't you have done Joey Aguilar?
I think it was more well known, like be Joey, and that's why they did it. I felt like
I feel like there was more talk of an actual quarterback battle from the VolQuest people about Merklinger catching Joey than there has been about George catching Faison at this point.
I don't know. Whenever Joey committed here last spring, I was like, okay, that's our guy. I was like, I don't think it's going to be Jake. I never really bought any of the smoke that he was catching Joey. Obviously, we all heard how the first scrimmage last year went, and that was not what ended up having happened with that's not what the season looked like, because everything completely flipped. The defense sucked last year, and the offense is what won us games.
The perception, though, of a quarterback battle did feel stronger to me. What they were trying to sell last year with Merklinger. Now, maybe that was to keep him from entering the transfer portal or for
I think
quitting
that's
on
what
the
it
team
was
or
more
whatever.
than anything, because you needed a backup.
But just from a strategic standpoint, announcing the starter and letting Syracuse really hone in on Joey Aguilar's film, which was out there for everybody, really letting them hone in on that.
I just think Syracuse was going to hone in on Joey Aguilar anyway.
Sure. But again, not doing the whole or thing, that would have been a time to do the or thing and internally tell the team, hey, Joey's our guy, but we're going to keep them guessing, give them at least something else to think about. That would have made more sense for me, going into a Syracuse game with a quarterback that actually had something on film. I don't think there's any reason to hide or make teams second guess who our quarterback's going to be between George and Faison, because it's pretty much the same thing. Neither guy's got any film that you can really break down and really prepare for at the college level. So from a competitive standpoint, I don't think it matters. But from a leadership standpoint, I think I'm more inclined to believe Josh would be in line with what he's always done, which is try to give the keys to a guy to be the quarterback. Because I do think, as a former quarterback, Josh Heupel should really understand the value of that and understand the value of being a starting quarterback and having that team be given to you, and to basically empower one of the young guys that, hey, it's your job. Hey, prepare as a starter. This is yours. Don't look over your shoulder. It's your team, Faison. It's your team, George. Whichever one wins, Faison. It's your team. Go into this game one and work as a starter. Don't look over your shoulder. Let's get it done.
I could just see him doing that internally, and then being like, just don't pay attention to the media and what's going to be out there, because you don't need to be paying attention to that anyway. And I know a decent bit about college coaches. They're really paranoid. So the more that you can mess with them and have a leg up going into game two, the better situation you're going to be in. I just think last year, with the point you're making about Syracuse, is that Syracuse would have tried to save themselves the paranoia and just banked on the fact that, hey, they brought this guy in who's experienced. We're going to plan for him. And if it's Merklinger, who's an inexperienced guy, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, just I understand about the whole paranoia thing, but like I said, the gamesmanship, it would have made much more sense last year to do that and to trust that your veteran internally that had been given the green light internally would still have that confidence to get out and done it. But Josh still put it out there that it was going to be Aguilar, which to me just makes me think that it's something more about the leadership side of it that Josh wants to empower the coach, empower the players with, and to you talk about a controversy or like ignore the media from a freshman standpoint. I think keeping it under wraps would be more of a media distraction on those 2 those 2 weeks leading up to the game versus just like, hey, here's our quarterback, here's our guy. Personally, because then you have people getting asked about it. You have people getting asked about both quarterbacks whenever they go to the media. If you announce Faison Brandon as the starting quarterback, the questions won't really be about George McIntyre at that point. The questions won't really be about setting yourself apart. It's about like, hey, how do you handle this being your team now? Hey, how do you handle doing this? Hey, how are you going to help the young quarterback?
So 2 things. One, over under 0.5 games of Connecticut that you'll watch for Jake Milkinger.
Okay, over under 0.5?
Yeah. Will you watch 1 game or
or I'll at least keep up with them because UConn was pretty good to me last year early on, especially like gambling wise. Like UConn was a pretty good team to cover. So they earned my respect last year. I don't know if I'll be watching for Merklinger per se, but yeah, there'll be at some point where he's on my TV.
Find the next great tight end that'll transfer, like Jolie.
Now, if you're saying I have to watch the entire game,
no.
I probably won't be doing that, but I'll check in on UConn on the season.
But another thing for McIntyre, I don't know what this is or like what's going on or just NIL stuff, but recently whenever UT players have been doing like signings and stuff like that, they've had McIntyre out there instead of Faison. So whenever like last week or 2 weeks ago or a week and a half, whenever they were at Dick's House of Sport, and like the whole crew was there, they had George McIntyre front and center, kind of being one of those head guys.
I thought both of them were there, so that's news to me.
Now I'm looking at the some more history we have to go with Josh Heupel when it comes to a freshman quarterback. So he gave Dylan Gabriel the start, but he didn't get his first start until week 2. Week 1 against Florida A&M, they went out and played multiple quarterbacks. Brandon Wimbush, I guess, got the start, and then Dylan Gabriel took over.
I think that's what's going to happen for the first game for him. And I think McIntyre starts first half, Faison comes in the second, and then they roll with
I think
Faison.
you got to alternate drives with them in the first half, just so they can get both can get reps with the ones. If you're not going to name a starter, I also wouldn't put it past Heupel to throw Ryan Staub out there first, just to
I
do
would
it.
love that.
I think that would be hilarious.
I got to get a pot from me.
Just to finish that discussion, like Gabriel won that job game 2, but Wimbush was not a freshman as well. Like Wimbush he had been in school since 2015 at Notre Dame. So like he was an elder statesman. He was already in 15, 16, 17, 18, going into his fifth year as a college football player, which is why I think Josh gave him first crack at it. So I don't think it's apples to apples there. I don't think you're going to see Ryan Staub get any reps. And I just really don't think you're going to see any type of significant rotations, especially not in the first half. Like you might see whatever quarterback loses the battle get a lot of run in the second half, especially if you take care of Furman the way you're supposed to. I just keep coming back, though, to the idea of Heupel being a quarterback that made his money as a leader. I don't see him jerking that position around.
What about for the other positional players? Like I feel like we're going to swap out running backs.
Sure,
a lot.
yeah. I mean, you're going to keep
thing for the receiver room.
You're going to keep those guys fresh. Yeah, the offensive linemen will rotate. Yeah. But like that's different than quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, every game there's rotations at wide receiver, and maybe not so much at wide receiver as other positions here at Tennessee. But like running backs get carries. They split those up. Linemen get some reps if they get dinged up or you're trying something else out. You don't really jerk around the quarterback position. I feel like the only time at Tennessee really that we've ever done that was, the year with Ainge and Schaefer. Now I know Pruitt was bringing JG off the bench a little bit, kind of treating him like a sixth man. And that actually kind of worked out a little bit for him. But like, I just think if you're Heupel and you are a quarterback guy, you understand the value of like, hey, we got to give this guy the team and let him be a leader. Because that's something we've been missing, is a leader at the quarterback position. That's one of the things this program has been missing maybe the most since Hendon Hooker left, is that we have not found a leader at quarterback. And that's not me taking a shot at Joey. He did the best he could, but I mean, like, you can only do so much when you haven't really built up a lot of rapport with those guys. When you get here in June and you're scrambling, like, he did all the right things in terms of trying to be a leader, but like, I don't think it was at the same level. I think you need somebody to grab that job by the horn. And when they do grab the job, to me, the intangibles part of playing quarterback is almost important as how you throw the football. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. We'll have some winners and losers of the weekend. Stick with us. We'll get to that X Factor, that write-up about Tennessee's playoff chances as well. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. It's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
September 10th isn't just a sale, it's an experience. Join us as Liquor Vault celebrates its first anniversary with the biggest savings event of the year. Experience rare bourbon drops, surprising barrel releases, and complimentary tastings all day. For the wine enthusiasts, you can check out Jason Drotar's Wine Passport Experience. Cigars, enjoy our giveaways, exclusive one-day only anniversary pricing, and surprises throughout the day. Find a Vault Golden Ticket and receive exclusive access to Liquor Vault's highly anticipated end-of-year rare bourbon allocation. People will be talking about. The only question is, will you be there? Vault Experience, September 10th, only at Liquor Vault's anniversary party. Located at 2901 Tazewell Pike. Check out their specials and sign up to get discounts at liquorvault.com.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports.
Talk sports from 7 to 10. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. Fan Run Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house, I ain't talking to Kim, babe. Johnny Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk sports from 7 to 10. Leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a nuisance. 2026, we making new friends.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Hour 3 headlines. Let's hit some news. What you got, Josh?
Yeah, we got a bit of a sad one. First, I saw you posted about it on your Twitter this weekend. Actor Vincent Pastore, best known for playing Salvatore on The Sopranos, has passed away at the age of 80.
AKA Big Meow. R.I.P. to him. R.I.P. to him. I mean, I know the show started, 1999, 27 years ago. So, I mean, of course, people are going to die off the show. But it is a little sad whenever you see the pictures and realize that most of them are gone now.
That's a show I've not watched.
I've never seen the show.
Yeah,
I
I've never
plan
seen
on
it
it
either.
one day, but
it holds up.
I don't know if I plan on it, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'll ever get around to it.
Yeah, not a lot of time to take in The Sopranos when you got to watch 100 hours of Marvel slop. I get it. Understand.
I mean, did you not enjoy the movie?
Not as much as I enjoyed The Sopranos. That's a good movie. It's a great TV series.
I'm sure it is. I just don't know if I'll ever get around to it. I'll say that I don't know if you had to watch a whole lot to be prepped for this Spider-Man movie.
No, probably not. Because I was up somewhat to speed. I mean, I didn't watch any of the Thunderbolts. Like, I didn't watch the new Avenger thing, and I got the idea with Florence Pugh. Like, I understood. I really like they had her in a sauna. A little sex appeal in the Marvel
the
universe.
internet loved that they had her in a sauna.
Yeah, I liked that they had a little sex appeal for her.
I'm upset. That water was too blue.
Too thick. Where the hell they get that thick water? I don't get it.
What are we doing here?
I didn't necessarily love that it just basically felt like it turned into an X-Men movie for the last hour.
I wouldn't say it turned into an X-Men movie.
I mean,
they introduced a very
kind of a
key
spoiler.
character, but you what?
Is that a spoiler?
I feel like that is.
You might be right.
It's the worst kept secret in Hollywood, though,
Yeah,
the character that she's playing.
It might be.
Oh, yeah. Like the interviews leading up to it and like the whole press tour, not great.
Some dude also just spoiled it on the red carpet, like on their live stream.
Well,
That is the one mistake I think they made in their marketing. They should have just announced who she was playing.
Well, what I would also say is that if it's the highest grossing movie, was it the highest grossing opening weekend of all time, I believe?
Numbers are about to come out, but I think it's
I think I saw that as the highest grossing opening weekend of all time.
It was tracking to be. We'll see when
Not
the numbers
yet.
come out.
If you care enough about it, you should have got to it this weekend. Or at the very least, you probably know, like I said, that it's got some X-Men ties to it. I'm not allowing you to make me feel bad about that spoiler. Sometimes I agree. Some movies I agree, not this one. Plus, like Josh said, it was pretty well known. Like
We knew who
she was playing.
We
Yeah.
knew who she was playing.
If I know who she's playing, you should know who she's playing because I'm not like a Marvel nerd, and even I knew.
I do think she was good in the movie. I think Sadie Sink did a pretty good job.
It does make that video really funny, the one that went viral over the last couple of weeks of all the Stranger Things girls crying.
and she's just doesn't care.
Yeah, they all know their careers are never going to be as good ever
And
again.
you got a
She's
Marvel
like,
contract on your desk.
yeah, she's like, I'm about to actually go and make a whole bunch of money and be in like a really cool storyline. So I'm good. Which also, she probably hated that they just pretty much made her an insufferable character the last couple seasons of Stranger Things. I hated whenever she was on the screen.
I haven't seen Stranger Things, so
I won't give that a cosign. You ain't got to go watch that one.
okay.
If
So
you're gonna,
everybody's telling me I need to go watch it. I needed to go watch it before the last season.
No. Skip. If you haven't seen it, if you didn't get caught up in it, skip.
Okay.
You don't have to watch the last season.
That's what I heard. I heard people didn't like the last season.
Well, that's
either.
fine. Yeah, I didn't like it, but I the show in general. It was fine.
Okay.
It's not something that I would like say you have to go devote your time to. And there's way better TV out there that you need to catch up on before you bother with Stranger Things. Is how I feel.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have one next, Bubba? I know you said you wanted to hit something in headlines.
Yeah, give me the Giants thing, Bubba. Give me the Tony Vitello Giants take you got.
So the Giants had Harrison Bader, who played for numerous amount of teams. They got him from the Phillies, I believe. He's been out since May 29th with like a foot injury.
Okay.
But he was involved in a pretty serious scooter accident.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, where it's like, and they say it's not the first time that he's been in a scooter accident.
I mean, basically the implication I saw was that he was drunk and he wrecked a scooter, and he's done it before.
Yeah.
He ran to like the back of a car or something, right? The back of a bus.
This story, I think it was coming out that he hit the back of a fire truck.
Okay.
And then the fire truck, like, maybe backed over him or something like that.
Maybe I shouldn't say he was drunk this time, but the first time definitely seemed like he was drunk, the first wreck. A decade ago or whatever.
And so with that, the Giants are now pausing.
They said they're not going to pay him.
Payment.
Yeah. They said you're not going to make any money. You're not playing. You hurt yourself on your own time being an idiot, so you don't get any money.
So for Vitello, with the trade of Luis Arias and now, one of your players just out for a longer period than expected, vibes are not great for the San Francisco community.
No, vibes are not great in San Francisco. It's been a season from hell. Like, they're not in last place.
Do we think they're going to get rid of him?
I don't think so. I think he gets one more season.
I think, Bubba.
But I think they're really fed up with him, though, and he's going to be in a really short leash.
As
a result of Buster Posey.
I think Buster Posey is getting fired, and I think if you fire Buster Posey, you fire Tony Vitello too. Because it was such an outside the box hire that like you got to fire the guy that made it too. You don't want to go hire a new guy to come run everything, but also be like, oh, by the way, you got this manager who we don't actually know if he knows what the hell he's doing at the MLB level. If you're going to hire a candidate worth a damn, you got to give them free reign to basically reshape the entire organization.
I'm just asking because I need to know if I need to prepare myself for him to come back to college baseball and run through Tennessee.
If I were you, I'd be prepared for him to be back in college baseball by like 2020, but at the end of the 2027 season.
That is going to hurt.
I think that's too early. I think he'll take like a year.
You think he'll do TV or something?
Do a little bit of TV, get him some more like MLB draft stuff,
yeah,
and
possibly
stuff like that, and then eventually he'll make his way around like by 2030, 2031.
Okay, maybe. In my head, he's getting fired this offseason. He'll take next year off to do that, and then he'll get back in the next coaching cycle.
Man never got to enjoy Mexico to its full extent, so.
You know what? There might be some truth to that, Bubba. I don't know what his contract was. I'd imagine it was like a 4 or 5 year deal, around $2 million a year, if I was guessing. Without knowing the exact details, I would say that it's pretty safe to assume he'll have like a 7 or 8, anywhere from a $7 to like $12 million check waiting on him whenever he gets fired. It might be, like you said, yeah, let's do some hang out at the beach for a couple of years. You might be onto something there, Bubba.
I hope he does that just because I don't want to see him go to Arkansas, but I think that's where he's going to go.
Well, it'd also be like, hey, I got to wait a couple of years for Arkansas to come open, for Van Horn to get out of there, and I'll just wait until that happens. So, yeah, it might be 2029, 2030, like you said.
I'm not going to be able to handle the Arkansas fans being like, told you so. Told you he was coming here.
So the contract is a 3-year, $3.5 million annually.
Okay, so 3 years. So he'd only have $7 million waiting on him. Which, I mean, only $7 million. Yeah, I understand that sounds stupid. But, yeah, maybe he just takes a year off, enjoys that $7 million. And I don't think you'd have to take the L there, Josh, because Arkansas fans were acting like they would hire him away from Tennessee, not from
But that's what they claim is that they did, even though we all know they didn't do that.
Yeah, not from a disgraced, I've just got fired place where he would be at.
I know it hurt me pretty bad, and I have a very close friend of mine who is still tore up about him leaving to this day, and that would make that feeling for him even worse than how I feel about it.
They're only 2 games up on the Rockies for last place in that division. It's been about as bad of a season as you could have for him. When you add in the off the field stuff too, player wrecking a scooter, Buster Posey burned the ties with the gay community in San Francisco. Buster Posey just looking like a jerk. Vitello he hasn't really gotten ejected too many times, I don't guess.
If Vitello goes to Arkansas, when he inevitably comes back to play at Lindsey Nelson, do you think the fans boo him? Or do you think we welcome him back?
I mean, I would say that it'd be hard to get people to boo him, but if it's coming back with Arkansas or with LSU or with Florida or some school like that, it'd be tough to necessarily cheer him. But ultimately, I think it'd come down to how the Tennessee program was.
Mm-hmm.
If we were in a good place and Elander had got it rolling, I think we'd be fine. If we sucked and we were back at the bottom, people probably wouldn't be there to do either one.
That's fair.
I don't know. Any other headlines?
Yeah, I know you're a WNBA guy. Kelsey Plum was traded over the weekend. It's just the fourth time in league history that an All-Star has been traded mid-season.
It's really dumb because, I mean, she's been out for a long time. She probably shouldn't have actually been an All-Star. But either way, she got traded to a team that's pretty far out of the playoff hunt right now. And she's on like an expiring deal. It has a chance to be a really, really dumb trade.
How old is she now?
Kelsey Plum. If I was guessing, she's got to be close to 30.
I didn't know if she was just towards the tail end of her career yet, or
she's definitely got. I mean, when I just typed in Kelsey age, and Kelsey Grammer came up. Kelsey Plum age. I'd say she's 30.
Shout out Kelsey Grammer.
31. Okay, about to turn 32. So yeah, okay. She's not got any years at her peak left. A weird trade. If you're LA, I guess you're just praying that you can get some lottery luck and get Juju Watkins, I guess. But you get a couple extra picks there. It seems like a bad trade from Phoenix's side, though.
I just found it interesting. It was the fourth time an All-Star's been traded midseason in that league's history.
Yeah, I mean, typically there's not a lot of movement at the trade deadline, and also if you're an All-Star, typically, I mean, there's not really a big incentive for tanking for trading off All-Stars, and All-Stars are usually only on good teams. It is a very weird situation. Any other headlines, Bubba? Anything we need to hit? Any more news?
DeAndre Hopkins
with the weirdest half-ass recruiting pitch. Hey,
I'm not retired yet.
I'm not retired from the NFL, but if you want to come play high-level wide receiver, come to Georgia Tech, where I may or may not be, depending on if the NFL calls me.
Yeah, that's convincing. I'm a 4-star, and I'm gonna, that convinced me. I'm gonna go to Atlanta and play for Georgia Tech instead of an SEC school.
Also, two things locally. One, Catholic is getting a transfer from Stillwater, Oklahoma.
I did see this.
David Thomas, not Wendy's, David Thomas, 4-star receiver. So that's that. And then also former Bearden Bulldog, Lane Thomas, on the move to the Atlanta Braves.
That's cool.
Okay, good for him.
That's cool. We talked to him, right? Did we talk to him on the morning show? Were you with us, Bubba? Did we ever actually get that scheduled? I know Bob had talked about it. Bob was trying to set up us talking to Lane. Couldn't remember if we actually ever went through with it or not.
From the Kansas City Royals now to the Atlanta Braves.
Was he with the Nationals a couple of years ago?
I believe that's where he started. Yeah.
So the Nationals to the Royals to the Braves. Okay. I mean, we'll see if any other big trades happen over the rest of this afternoon as we're, prepping for it. Are there any other superstars on the market, or was Scooble kind of the only superstar name?
No, I mean there's a couple more, but I've yet to refresh my memory of this trading block. So
let me go through it right quick. All right, this comes from ESPN.com. That weird looking. Okay, it's not Jeff Passan, it's David Schoenfield. I don't really know who he is, but he's writing. Okay, these are the guys. Most likely, or these are the guys, the biggest names that could potentially get traded. It did says Ed or note. Luis Arez was number 1, but he's traded. So now the biggest names left. Clay Holmes from the Mets, a pitcher. I guess the Braves are in the mix for him, or at least a potential big fit for theirs. They try to find another arm. They just traded Freddie Peralta as well, so they're selling. Foster Griffin from the Nationals, also linked to the Braves. I guess they're just needing a pitcher, best they could find. Another pitcher, Adrian Morajan from the Padres. Casey Mize, another pitcher from the Tigers. Okay, it seems like if you need a pitcher, Luke Weaver, number 5. Robbie Ray, left-handed pitcher. All right, to get down to a position player, you get all the way down to number 7, Dalton Varsho from the Blue Jays. Gleyber Torres from the Tigers. And then Dustin May, another pitcher from the Cardinals. So, yeah, it seems like there's going to be some selling and moving around maybe for some arms. So maybe the Braves will be able to find a guy. Okay. So no real stars. that would get like a casual like me fired up. I guess we're a couple years away from the Paul Skeens sweepstakes, I guess. Okay. Good batch of headlines. We'll talk a little bit more college football. We'll do some winners and losers of the weekend. Stick with us.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
September 10th isn't just a sale, it's an experience. Join us as Liquor Vault celebrates its first anniversary with the biggest savings event of the year. Experience rare bourbon drops, surprising barrel releases, and complimentary tastings all day. For the wine enthusiasts, you can check out Jason Drotar's Wine Passport Experience. Cigars, they've got them too. Enjoy hourly giveaways, exclusive, one-day-only anniversary pricing, and surprises throughout the day. Find a Vault Golden Ticket and receive exclusive access to Liquor Vault's highly anticipated end-of-year rare bourbon allocation. People will be talking about this event for months. The only question is, will you be there? The Vault Experience, September 10th, only at Liquor Vault's anniversary party. Located at 2901 Tazewell Pike. Check out their specials and sign up to get discounts at liquorvault.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Citizens National Bank. You want a bank that lets you bank when and where you want to. Your local branch, the grocery store, your computer, your phone, it's up to you. You want people who care about taking care of you and your money too. Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
End your weekdays with Overtime, Monday through Thursday, right here on Fan Run Radio, as we cover all things Vols, college sports, and take your calls. It's Overtime with me, Garrett Armbrust, and Caleb DeBusk on Fan Run Radio, weeknights 6 to 8 p.m.
You heard the promo tonight. It's back. Overtime. If you're missing some sports conversations, some sports content from 6 to 8 p.m., you're in luck. Garrett and Caleb are bringing back overtime to get us back to 12 hours of local electric sports conversation. Overtime tonight on Fan Run Radio. Just real quick, finishing up ESPN's conversation about the Vols. So there's a whole other separate article, not from Heather Dinich, but it was another one just basically talking about the college football's top 25 teams and their X factors. They have Tennessee coming in at number 25 there. And essentially they just say that Jim Knowles is our X factor. Real quickly, I'll just read what was written. 2 years ago, Jim Knowles was coming off of a national championship at Ohio State and was widely considered one of the most brilliant defensive minds in the game. Then he left amid much fanfare to Penn State, and the wheels came off. The Nittany Lions D was still solid, but after a rough start to the year, James Franklin was fired as head coach, and the whole season felt like a loss. Now, Knowles is looking to rekindle some of that old fire at Tennessee, where the Vols allowed 2.7 points per drive in SEC play last season. A turnaround feels likely, but how much of Knowles' complex system can he make work in year one? Coming off the missteps at Penn State, the pressure is on for both Knowles and Tennessee. So nothing really new there. Josh, do you agree or disagree that he is the X factor of Tennessee's football season?
Yeah, it's him or whoever our quarterback's going to be. Those are the two biggest unknowns. I mean, I feel like it's pretty simple to figure us out. We've got good production returning on the skill position side and on the offensive line. It's who's going to be our quarterback, how are they going to play, what level are they going to play at, and can Jim Knowles get this defense rolling in year one? Those two things are going to determine our season. And I know everybody has heard it for 6 months now. His defense takes a long time to get put in for his players to really understand it. But the fact that he's bringing in a lot of Penn State guys this will be year two for them. They can be some leaders for the guys who are just getting it installed to them for the first time. I think is going to help. I think our defense is going to be better than last year. That's not very hard to do. It's just how much better is the question. So, yeah, I think it's very fair to say.
Every conversation I've had this offseason has just gone back to quarterback. Now, I guess if Knowles could come in and immediately make Tennessee like a top 2 or top 3 defense in the conference, maybe that changes things.
I think even a top 5 defense in the conference would be a huge, huge deal.
Yeah, I still think it would still more so come down to Faison Brand in the quarterback position, though. Like in terms of actually being a contender and in terms of being a playoff team, like I don't know if the defense, how good it would have to be for me to think that like Faison could game manage his way to the playoffs against this schedule. I still think Faison's going to have to be a pretty solid like B or B plus, even if the defense was top 5 for us to navigate this schedule and be a 10-win team. It's kind of how I feel at least. All right, let's play some winners and losers of the weekend. Bubba, hit the music.
Winners and losers. Winners and losers. Winners and losers of the weekend.
Winners and losers of the weekend. My winners of the weekend, number 3. Kind of covered it already, but I think it's fifth-year basketball players. Hey, hopefully you haven't signed those contracts to go overseas just yet. Hopefully you got time to get out of those because you get a chance to play basketball again and make some money. Hold off on updating that LinkedIn just yet, brother. Give it some time. Welcome back. College basketball, where you can make 6 figures for being just slightly above average. Number 2, I thought the second biggest winners of the weekend, MLB owners. You know, you could put the Dodgers here, but whatever. Gross. Hateful. I think Major League Baseball owners now have all the ammunition they need to dig their heels in and just really go to war with players this upcoming offseason. Typically, I scoff at the idea when regular folks like us, Bubba and Josh, people who aren't multimillionaires, I typically scoff when those people side with billionaire owners in sports. I think even this time, am just firmly on the side of the owners of just like, hey, fix the system. Fix the system. Now, look, I don't think it's just the Dodgers who should be, lambasted for this or villainized. Are they the main culprits of taking advantage of the rules? Yeah, I do. I do think it's fair to say that. But at the same time, I think there should be equal lambasting and arguing and yelling about the owners that absolutely spend no money. When you look at the bottom of the list, are the Dodgers gross for how much money they spend? Yeah, of course.
9 players, 1 point whatever billion with a B.
It's gross. 100%, Bubba. I don't disagree with that. However, you can also look at that and see that, there's some numbers it was like 6 players or more than 10 of the entire payrolls in baseball. I look at that and I say, okay, yeah, I don't think we should let the Miami Marlins off the hook for only spending $82 million on their entire roster this year. You know what I mean? That's like 4 role players in the NBA. They play 82 games. You shouldn't be allowed to have a full roster in a city. I don't know where Miami ranks in markets, but it doesn't feel like a poor city. In terms your sports. Your sports team shouldn't be poor in Miami. The Dolphins got a rich owner. The Heat got a rich owner. There'd be plenty of people that want to take over the Marlins is what I'm saying. If they were for sale, you'd have some people lining up to be down in that city. You'd find billionaires willing to spend money. Cleveland, $85 million, which is really surprising. I thought Cleveland was pretty good. They just have a whole cheap roster. They just all are young guys. I don't know. But them being down there in the 80s is honestly, to me, grosser than the Dodgers being at $430 million on their tax tax payroll. I think it's equally gross. So I think some of those teams deserve as much blame as the Dodgers do, just for being so cheap and being allowed to be cheap. If you can't afford your team, guess what? Sell it. Somebody will buy it. Somebody will be willing to invest the money in it. If you don't want it, cash out. Take your money. You could sell a team. Pretty much any baseball team would sell for $1 billion at this point. Maybe not multiple $1 billion, but you'd get at least $1 billion. Some instances, you'd get $2, $3, $4, $5 billion, depending on how big your team was. Sell it if you don't want to spend the money. But the MLB owners, big winners coming out of this, because now you just kind of got to throw your hand up and say, what the hell? What's the use? Number 1 biggest winner of the weekend, though, you got to give it back to Tom Holland, man. Tom Holland. He is just now stamped as Spider-Man. No matter what generation you come from, an old head like me, 36 years old, grew up with Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. I love the Andrew Garfield movies. I'm one of the only people that actually liked them. I thought Andrew Garfield rocked as Spider-Man. He's distant behind Tom Holland now. Also a really good flex that, him and Zendaya are in both this movie and The Odyssey. They've had quite the month in the Holland household. And then I saw a story yesterday, Josh. I don't know how much you know about this or if you got more details, but Tom Holland, there's the story I came out that basically said Tom Holland completely led a charge to rewrite the script because it was originally going to be a whole bunch of
yeah, I did see this. I don't know how true it is.
More multiverse stuff, and basically was going to bring back more of the Spider-Man, and they were going to try to keep Garfield and Maguire around, but Holland's no, people don't like that. We need to get back to where it's just Spider-Man on the street fighting crime. That's what people like.
Yeah, I saw that I don't know how true it is, but what was in that story is that Sony wanted to do another multiversal kind of movie because this movie was originally set to come out between Doomsday and Secret Wars. So it was going to be them. We don't know if they're going to do Battle World. This is getting really comic booky, but people think that Doom is going to make his own world basically at the end of Doomsday.
And that's why.
And so that movie was going to take place on that planet or world, whatever you want to call it. And it was the 3 of them fighting 3 different symbiote suits and stuff, which could have been a cool concept if it came out between them, but I much prefer what we have now. It's really good.
I'm not a multiverse guy. Now I popped when Garfield and Maguire showed up just because of nostalgia. But I don't want to see that moving forward.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm much prefer what we got now. But it was said that Holland came in and said they needed to rewrite it, and then he got Marvel in there, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that," because it was supposed to be called like Spider-Man King in Black or something like that. Like
it's supposed to be fighting Venom. I think.
Yeah,
you said,
like the symbiotes with Venom and all that stuff. And if that's true, props to him. Very happy he did that. Very happy that Marvel came in and supported him and said, "Hey, we need to change this movie."
It really doesn't matter if it's true or not because
it's not what we got.
It's what I think too.
Yeah.
Like I saw the story, like, you know what, I'm giving Holland credit for that in my head regardless because the movie ended up, like I said, I don't think I loved it as much as many people did, but it's not meant for me. I'm not a comic book guy. I still enjoyed it. I still gave it, in the 70s in terms, which maybe I'm low on that, but
you are very low on that for a lot of people.
Well, that's fun. Like I said, I'm not a comic book guy. I loved some parts of it, didn't love other parts of it. I don't want to talk much more about it just yet. I'll do a movie podcast about it tomorrow if people are interested in my Spider-Man thoughts. But either way, like Tom Holland's the man. I give him credit for that. It's been a nice run for him. Then the whole Zendaya thing on top of it. I mean, that's cool.
I saw something that he's in like the 4 highest grossing opening days of all time.
Yeah, a little bit of an asterisk whenever it's like the Avengers and all of them's in there.
But he is in all of them.
Yeah.
So is Jacob Batalon. He's in all 4 of those too. So
who's Jacob Batalon?
Ned. The guy
he wasn't in the...
He was in all of them. He appeared in all of them.
Okay, so the Odyssey wasn't one of them?
No, it was not one of the 4 highest openings.
Avengers, Spider-Man, and what was the other one? Another Spider-Man movie? Or
I think it was Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Infinity War, Endgame. And they were both of them were in all 4 of those.
I saw the Avengers and the one Spider-Man. I guess I assumed the other was the Odyssey, but I guess that's dumb. Okay, any winners you think I missed, Bubba? Any winners stand out to you?
And say I've got 2 after you.
Adam Schefter.
He did get to cash out. They sold Underdog, and then he gets to. It's probably good for him too that he now gets to like scrub his hands of it because people were really starting to talk about that being a conflict of interest. Now you can say, "Hey, it sold. I made, I assume, millions of dollars, and now I get to clean my hands and move on." Good for Adam Schefter. Josh, what 2 did you have?
I just had movies in general as one with the box office they had worldwide. Box office made $1.19 billion. That already beat Barbenheimer opening weekend by $300 million.
So wait, give me that one more time. $1.19 billion this past weekend alone.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, still people still going to see the Odyssey and then the Spider-Man on top of it.
Yeah, the Odyssey and Spider-Man were the 2 biggest ones. Toy Story 5 still got 20 million. Yeah, so it was a big weekend for them. So that's good. I said this Friday when I went to the Thursday showing for Spider-Man. First time I'd been in a sold out theater in a minute. It was cool. It was good to see that again. And then when I went Saturday morning, it was also sold out.
They've had a great. I mean, they've starting in May with the horror boom, with Obsession going out and making half a $1 billion. Backrooms did great. That got people back in, and then that led to Toy Story. It was pretty packed when I saw that with my nieces.
Yeah, it just ran right into this, and it'll probably lead right into Doomsday in December with Dune and Doomsday coming out on the same day. That's going to be a crazy weekend too.
I didn't put them as a loser, but it does feel like Dune has lost the momentum because I do feel like the Spider-Man, it was a great move, them dropping the Spider-Man before the Doomsday because it gets you fired up.
Yes. Well, this is 3 really good Marvel movies that have come out in a row with Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and Doomsday, at least critically. I think that all 3 of them were good.
Okay, I was going to say, I feel like people I didn't see people like going crazy about either one of those in terms of
I
like
did.
I'm saying in terms of like the box office numbers.
Oh, no, box office numbers wise, not necessarily, but like when people went to go see Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, those were good movies. And I think without those 2 movies, I don't know if Spider-Man does this well. Spider-Man's always going to do well. But I don't know if it has the highest opening weekend of all time if the 2 movies before it weren't as highly rated by the audience and critics.
Interesting, because I didn't think anything
people were getting burned out on this stuff for a while, and they should have. The product they were putting out wasn't as good. But the last 3 they've done have been.
To me, a part of it being burnt out and me being excited for it was because I hadn't seen any in a long time. So like skipping the New Avengers and skipping Fantastic Four was part of the reason I was like, oh, I'm excited to like watch Spider-Man because I don't have to worry about all the other stuff. The New Avengers, Thunderbolts. I know that was like, that people like that one. I didn't see any really. I don't think I saw any conversation about Fantastic Four.
I want to say the Fantastic Four made $500 million, maybe just a
Really?
touch more. Yeah.
Pedro Pascal
When did
getting
that
anxious.
Yeah, when did that come out? Though?
Last summer, last July.
Okay.
Exactly a year ago, basically.
Okay.
I take that back. The Fantastic Four, the showing I went to that on opening night in IMAX was sold out. So it had been about a year since I'd been in a sold out theater, but that was sold out when I went as well.
Okay.
I think you're just a Marvel
I am.
fanboy.
I believe me, I'm not near the level of some of these other people. Like some of these like deep references that people are pulling, I'm like, I really don't understand these. But
there's some real freaks out there.
More so than the average person.
All right, losers of the weekend. Or did you have another one? You had another winner?
I was just gonna say Kevin Owens. We already hit on him, but it was awesome to see him come back after him probably thinking he had to hang it up.
Losers of the weekend, number 3 for me, Mario Lopez. Did you guys see this tweet?
This video has come across my timeline, and I am very disappointed and disgusted by this.
It's the weirdest, grossest, creepiest thing. Where he tweeted out, I can't take my niece anywhere, and then it's her niece, who, I mean, is double fisting 2 big-ass hot dogs and takes a bite, and then, like, just mustard and relish just spills all over her face and, like, over her chest. And he's sitting there. And I mean, how old do we think this girl is? I mean, she seems like she's probably at least 18, but like, it does feel like it's just opening the door for people to like, I mean, cause she's, a cute girl. Like it's opening the door for people to say just gross things about his niece. Very, very strange. Then you throw in the AI slop on top of it. Weird choice for Mario Lopez, who otherwise I don't think people were thinking of at all. Now I'm thinking of him being a weirdo. Number 2, I went with WWE, but mostly Triple H. I just think it's more data this last weekend that WWE and Triple H in a weird spot. I noticed they didn't really go out and really hammer the attendance numbers like they used to, and I think it's because they had a lot of empty seats, and they didn't perform nearly as well as they thought they were going to in the big stadium, where they were looking to sell 70,000 tickets per night. I think I saw they sold 70,000 tickets basically for both nights total. So essentially half capacity. I thought that was a tough look. Not a lot of people super excited for the direction of WWE. It does feel like the ESPN partnership and really the Netflix partnership feels like a big bust. It felt pretty gross, like seeing them zoom out over the top of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and you see like 8 sponsors on the mat. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like 8 different sponsors.
That's one thing that, like, I get it, but also it frustrates me the most because it's like, for night one, when it was like, I get Street Fighter, big thing, I'm excited for that, but it's like 3 times leading up to the match, like.
And then Cody Rhodes does his entrance as his Street Fighter.
I was
character.
good with that though. I thought that was a nice touch on the Guile hair.
But to me, it's everything adding up, and it's like,
There
okay,
are way too many ads,
here's
yes.
the Wingstop logo on a chair. We're gonna zoom in on the chair,
And then every chair after, it's like, oh, another Wingstop.
But the grossest thing to me was Chad Gable getting his big moment, winning the Intercontinental Championship, and then he has to pose with the root beer dog because he wins the big dog trophy or the big dog award of the night or whatever, and he's like stone cold double fisting root beer and chugging it. And I imagine Chad Gable with his physique, he doesn't really drink a lot of soda, I would imagine, but he's having to do it for the sponsor and have like this really pretty cool story that he's told over the last 2.5, 3 years be tainted or at least like forever interlocked with the damn root beer dog. That just seems gross to me, and it's just part of why I think WWE and Triple H have lost their way.
Somebody just wrote in chat they had the same problem as you. They couldn't get the app to work on the TV.
That's a whole nother thing. The ESPN deal has made me mad for that because say what you want about Peacock. I knew when I wanted to watch a pay-per-view on Peacock, I could pull it up, and guess what? It was going to work.
I wish they would go back to Peacock, to be honest with you.
Same. I bet ESPN kind of wishes they would too because, they don't really like, I don't think, bringing WWE people in and making it content. They probably don't love that either.
But then why make that deal, though?
I guess they thought all the freaks from WWE would sign up for their $30 a month thing, and I don't know if people have or not, but it's been a disaster.
Now you can just get it on YouTube TV,
which to me is them kind of admitting defeat of like.
Well,
hey,
I think that was the original plan.
Was to have it all.
Included in YouTube TV if you had YouTube TV.
Okay.
And it's just taken them a year to get it going for whatever reason.
I thought the whole idea was like, hey, we're going to make you buy this ESPN bundle, and this is part of the thing we're going to offer to try to get you to pay us $30 a month.
Maybe that was part of why they didn't put it on YouTube TV was, hey, let's get you bought into this thing. And then when we put it on YouTube TV, you're going to want to keep it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to want to keep it.
But
Although maybe with football season right around the corner, maybe they'll have people there for.
Yeah, I might keep it just to make it easier, just to know I've got every ESPN Plus game. If I play on ESPN Plus, I get an SEC Network Plus game. That would be a reason to keep it too, is SEC Network Plus. You get that with unlimited. So, I mean, I want to tune in to watch them play. And Tennessee will have one football game on or SEC Plus. They'll have a couple basketball games on SEC Plus. So,
number one, my biggest loser of the weekend, Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill.
What Jonah Hill do?
He had a clip go viral, Bubba. He was doing the Smartless podcast with Jason Bateman and Will Arnett. It's one of the cringiest interview segments I've ever seen, where he talks about knowing Brazilian jiu-jitsu and how he can whip everybody's ass. And it's basically like, people still come up to me like, oh, you're the fat guy from Superbad. And in my head, I'm just like, mother bleeper, if you just tried me, I would end you right now. And basically, everyone's like, dude, you're 42 years old. Just because your jiu-jitsu trainer lets you win every now and then does not mean you're actually like a good fighter. Like, it's the same thing as when kids buy black belt, buy the belts in karate growing up when you advance. Like, you maybe are a little bit trained, but it's not all of a sudden going to open you up to be some badass. And you're really coming across as really insecure that you still hate this Superbad movie so much that made you famous. Yeah, you were the comedic fat guy. Get over it. It's all right, brother. He's just coming across as a real jackass, essentially. But that's my biggest loser of the weekend. Bubba, anybody you think I missed?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's so proud?
All right, we get it. That's tough, man. I saw that clip. So that was from like the inaugural women's baseball league, correct?
Yes, the WP Women's Professional Baseball League. They had Martha Reeves from Martha Reeves and the Vandellas there.
Well, I was going to say, she's kind of, I don't know if legend is accurate or not, but like she is an established singer from the past, right? I don't know if Martha and the Vandellas was a big group or whatever, but like.
They've got a banger of a song called Heat Wave that I like.
Okay. And they did Dancing in the Street too, right? Is it the Dancing in the Street? Is it that one or is it a different Dancing in the Street? Either way, I don't know, but that's the worst national anthem I've ever heard.
Does it top Fergie's?
Yeah, no, that one's worse. And it's sad because it's like an old woman and like two backup singers who I don't know, but like it was just terrible. There was nothing redeeming about that. Fergie, you could say, was terrible because Fergie tried something different. Like she was trying to jazz and sexy it up a little bit, which is a weird choice with the national anthem. But hey, it worked for Marvin Gaye back in the day. She was trying something different. They were just trying to sing the national anthem, and they just sounded terrible. It was awful, and it made me sad listening. As I watched the video, I got like that secondhand embarrassment and tried to turn it off. That's mean that you brought him up to make fun of him today. Play it one more time.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
How old is this woman? Like, we can't let an 80-year-old woman come out here. They mess up the lyrics too. Okay, turn it off. It makes me sad. Josh, any losers you think we missed?
I was just gonna say baseball fans, just because I feel like we're heading towards a lockout. So
enough, Bubba. Enough. It depresses me. Those poor old women. Now they're going to be forever made fun of.
It did just come out that Spider-Man just got the biggest opening weekend of all time. It just passed Endgame.
Shout out to Tom Holland. What a guy. All right, last call on the other side. Stick with us.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Is your yard starting to look more wild than welcoming? Yeah, don't let your landscape be that house on the block. At ECR Total Landscapes, we make sure your outdoor space is something you're proud of. From de-weeding flower beds to leaf blowing, trimming, mulching, and more, completely customizable to your property's specific needs. We'll handle it all. Why spend your weekends sweating it out in the yard when you can just sit back and enjoy it? That's the ECR difference. And right now, new customers can get 10% off your first month of our monthly maintenance package when you sign up for a full calendar year. That's right. Consistent, reliable service at a price that makes it easy to get started. No sweat, no hassle, just a better looking lawn week after week. Call ECR Total Landscapes today and mention promo code FANRUN to save 10% on your first month. Call 865-384-2012 or visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Experience the thrill of traveling with C&B's exclusive travel program. Customers age 50 and above with a Plus Perks checking account can participate, ensuring a safe and delightful travel adventure. Take a day trip or an overnight trip. Travel domestic or international. C&B is always on the go.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Last call here on the program today is brought to you by SM Athletics. Make them your first call if you need any apparel for your corporation, your business, your club, your organization, uniforms, equipment for your sports teams. SM Athletics, 865-966-3434 or online at smathletics.com. All right, Bubba. I feel like I did a pretty good job of hitting most stories today, but it is Monday, which means there might have been some stuff slipped through the cracks. What all did I miss?
So Rick had previous VFLs in town for a scrimmage. With
Yeah,
the boys.
but we didn't get any footage of that.
I would have paid
Not
to see that
really.
game.
I would have liked to have seen it.
There's like 2 highlight clips that they put out, I think.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen it.
Well, the names were, it was like Zakai, Felix was there. Wasn't Bowden there too?
No, I mean,
I want to say that someone like reported all the names.
Mm-hmm. Would have been nice to have seen. But good work for the upcoming team. And it's good that the Rick Barnes culture, I mean, it has remained strong with most former players, that they feel that they have the ability to pop in and get some work and play and, practice and do all that still around campus. It's nice. What did you guys make of the new Adidas shoes? What did you guys make of those?
Also on the biggest loser of the weekend, 160 for those. No thanks.
160 back for those does feel a little steep because I don't know if I even like them.
I want the Ultra Boosts. That's what I want to see. I want to see those designs.
I saw Miami put some out. I thought Miami's looked pretty good because they were just orange and green.
If we get a good Ultra Boost design, I'll buy those. But I was indifferent on the shoes. Like, I can see why people didn't like them. I see why people were fine with them.
If it was just orange and white, I'd like to see that. But also just like maybe 50% less gray. Just a little bit less gray. I don't know. But yeah, $160 is outrageous. They look a little bit... They remind me a little bit of the Yeezy like Wave Runners. And people used to think those look cool. Like the gray stripes, the gray and orange stripes kind of remind me of those. Are you familiar with those at all, Bubba? The Wave Runners? Pull them up and see if you've ever seen those or know what I'm talking about. Maybe that's a bad take. That's why I couldn't go all out saying they were hideous, because I do think there was something there that could have been cool. You see any similarity or no? Not really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those remind me more of like, how do you pronounce them, like Hirachis or something? Those are popular. Only sure I really know about is the Rezigs.
Okay. Well, either way.
There's also this very unsettling video of a guy, and I hope this is fake. I hope the frog is like fake. But a guy was like inhaling a frog. And he licked the frog.
I saw that. That was gross. What was the point of that?
I don't know.
I saw people saying this is how pandemics start, and I didn't want to see it. I don't like people doing weird stuff to animals.
It caught me off guard, and now I can't stop watching. Also, a guy in the CFL, Quali Conley, hitting the Saquon with the reverse hurdle.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He plays for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Did it look cool?
Not as cool.
Well, obviously not as cool because it's not an NFL game. He's not Saquon Barkley, but it still could have looked cool. Did it look cool?
It was okay.
No, not really. Sounds like it didn't look cool.
Not really.
Were you watching Canadian football when that happened, or you just happened to see the highlight? Is that on your algorithm?
I saw the highlight.
Okay.
I keep up with my boy Davis Alexander.
Who the hell is that?
Quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes.
Who the hell is that?
All right.
I mean, is it like? Well, I know who Montreal is, but like, who? You didn't answer the question. Who he is? Like, is he?
He's just a really good quarterback, I think.
Oh, okay. He's not like from here. He's not like local or nothing.
No.
Oh, okay. Just one of your football hipster takes.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
Or want to act like I know something.
I get it. I understand how you get down. I appreciate it about you. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your Monday, Bubba. Josh, I hope you have a great rest of your Monday as well. The Tony Basilio Show, just a mere minutes away. The Playbook with William Pattison. The Drive with Russell, Bear, and Bob. And then the return of Overtime at 6 o'clock. Don't touch that dial. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.